Oh shit, I think we're live.
Oh no, oh no.
As opposed to dead.
We haven't even gotten to do our vocal warm-ups yet.
Let me see if I can do some tube and vote. Okay. Yeah, do it. Well, do some tube and throat singing. Let's do that.
Oh, I could. I bet if we both hit the same note, we might be able to do some like pan me hard right and you hard left, and let's do some live binaurals.
Only if we meet in person and do that funky thing where we both reach over like this and.
Yes, let's go Dragon Balls. I'll bring my fucking Yeti with the fucking stereo mic, and we'll do some DBZ fucking binaural beat ASMR for everybody live.
Yeah, that sounds legit. Yeah. Oh shit. What is going on, everybody? Looks like we got a little bit of a full house tonight, which is good to see. It's good to see everybody. It's nice. It's February. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of crap. We usually just fly, by the seat of our pants around here and just talk shit and see what kind of spiritual and occult and metaphysical questions pop up. See if you can get Thorne to rant. See if you can stump me. Get the occasional, laugh in. We're all over the place. We don't take ourselves too seriously, just seriously enough to be annoying to people.
Just serious enough to have some very unfortunate shadow work to do. But otherwise, we avoid a lot of other shit.
Gotta love that shadow work. That's the fun way.
Yeah.
So, I just threw a title on this bitch, but the void is an interesting subject. If it does come up, that would be interesting. There's a lot of people like to talk about this concept. Is quite a nihilistic idea for some people to rejoin the void and just kind of die. Whatever. So,
It's got dope ass visuals though. I saw that fucking movie. The fucking tentacle monsters and shit. Hell yeah.
Oh man, when I saw that, just the triangle, bang, got me. It's got a triangle, magic, good. What are we talking about? What are we doing?
How many fucking occultists know the movie that I'm talking about? That the moment that you just saw a fucking black triangle, it's like, well, I'm seeing it.
Inspired by Lovecraft? Good, I'm there already. You just only get so erect, guys.
Fucking work the shaft.
Yeah, dude. And then when they have like an actual fucking magical symbol towards the end there, I was like, oh shit! Like they actually did some research. It's not just some asshole. So it's a good movie actually. We should put that on the movie night recommendations at some point once we're done. Once we're done with the gigantic cock and titties of Conan Exiles. Yeah.
I thought we watched that with the group.
Did we? Oh, maybe we did. I feel like an idiot. Maybe we did.
I feel like we did, but I might be wrong. I don't know. I've seen that movie so many fucking times by this point.
Yeah. That's like a good, Halloween kind of movie. Something to watch, when things get interesting, right time of year, but...
it's always interesting around Thorne Hub. Let me tell you what, sugar.
Well, I've actually been kind of bored of horror this year. I think it's been we've had too much horror in the real world, so I've just been kind of I need more comedy in my life. You know what I need right now? The perfect intersection, if you haven't seen it, is What We Do in the Shadows, because that is a perfect intersection of horror and comedy, and it's just perfect. It's that's exactly what I needed. Was just I binged that shit. It took me a week because we watched it for dinner.
Yeah,
good show.
I'm kind of upset, but also kind of just it's it was one of those things I thought you would like. Oh, why hasn't he consumed this content yet?
I didn't know it existed, really.
Oh, goddamn. I
saw a meme about it, and I was like, yeah, that does look good, but I just don't have time to watch TV, because I don't watch TV. I avoid TV.
Yeah.
I'll watch some things. I'll watch some Bob's Burgers, and I'll watch some, Rick and Morty, and... shit like that, but my world is mostly this, this is mostly, no, I'm kidding. This isn't my world. That'd be pretty fucking sad. But I'm not really into TV. It's just not my thing. My wife watches plenty of it. I feel like I get an eyeful just out of the corner of my eye. I don't need it.
I feel like that's a good thing, because really in a lot of ways, I feel like it's very pacifying and wastes your time. But then at the same time, watching YouTube is basically the same shit, and I do way too much of that. So,
and YouTube is at least educational most of the time, except lately their algorithm seems to know that I don't want to see anything that's not somehow, real world crap. And it's fuck, I don't really want to watch this anymore, but it's all they feed me now. So I have to go looking for other things again. It's really annoying.
Yeah, the couple times where I forgot that I was logged into your accounts and was just let me do some, I was doing channel management and then I like forgot and came back to just watch some of my recommended or whatever. It's like, what the fuck are they feeding me? Oh, that's not my avatar. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's
a wonder that Thorne is not slitting his wrists every day. Yeah, I know.
It's like, oh man, you should like have a personal account or something where you just watch other videos or something. They start feeding you some different shit because, whoo!
They just know, dude. You've seen how many subs I have. I have like what 2,000 subs. They only send me the garbage that I don't want to look at lately. It's like, fuck, man. I mean, I do have like 4 different accounts. I use that one a lot though. So.
Yeah, I've just started like giving my fucking FBI guy and my YouTube algorithm guy like heart palpitations by just going out of my way to find fucking ancient alien conspiracy videos and everything. It's like, no, fuck the rest. Don't like just click the don't recommend this shit to me. Like, but yes, show me the snake people gods. I will consume it. I will think it's complete bullshit, but I will be entertained.
But that's the point, though. You need to be challenging yourself just by saying it's entertaining. So, yeah. All right, so we got 3 super dupers showed up. No questions, though, which is cool. But just for those who are at home watching, a couple things to keep in mind. This is a question and answer show. By and large, we do try to read comments, especially the good ones. If you want to get the attention of me or Flesh Priest, you can generally, the best thing to do is put it in all caps or give us a super chat. And you can, of course, tag either preferably Flesh Priest or Camilla, preferably Flesh Priest, really. Camilla's probably not going to do that. She's more of just a mod. Same with Nina.
And Flesh Priest is Yepsen, Yepsen.
I'm kind of boomerang it tonight. I forgot that. Yeah, so tag Yepsen or put it in all caps, or of course super chat. In order, we respond to super chats first, but so no pressure.
If you're throwing us some dough, then at the very least we'll throw you to the top of the line, just as a matter of respect.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you drop. Just if you drop $1, even that gets your attention. That's good. So Steroid said, we love Steroid, by the way. Steroid's a cool guy.
Thank you, Steroid. He says, take this $10 and hail the void.
Hail the void. Woo.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I should have called it the Audient Void to get that Lovecraft reference going.
Ooh, that one went over my head.
It did. It's right from the Nyarlathotep poem.
Oh fuck! I've never actually read Nyarlathotep.
I read it. You didn't listen to it. You hate my content. I don't like you now.
I listened to it, but I allowed it to wash over and through me, and the most important part stuck, which apparently was like nothing.
Apparently was nothing. Yeah. You know what? I'm not doing this.
It just gives me an excuse to go back and re-listen.
That's true.
We also have a super chat from Jay Sauber with his normal just silent patronage.
His silent 666. Yes. No, he did the 499.
Yes, it's a third of the beast.
A third of the
something like that.
A third of the beast.
2/3 of the beast.
2/3 of the beast. Well done.
Appreciate you, Jay. And
thank you so much.
We also, oh Jesus fucking Christ, we got another one. Okay, let me do my fucking job. That 666 from Nina the Mystic says honk honk, love from Canada. Hello DH, Camilla, and Yepsen. # freedom.
Fuck yeah, you know me, Nina. I'm absolutely behind the truckers and everything that they're pushing for. I'm for that. People don't like politics, fuck them. Sometimes things go beyond that, but yeah, and your guys are winning. That's clear. They wouldn't be doing what they're doing if you weren't. So you got my support, 100%. Then we got a couple of questions.
Oh Jesus! Oh fuck! They just keep coming. I appreciate you guys.
Coming.
Jesus.
Yeah. Infernal Obelisk. For those of you who don't know, Infernal Obelisk is a badass motherfucking sorcerer himself. Check out their channel for sure. And their question was, since you mentioned the Void, what is your personal take on the Void? That's going to be a bit of a conversation potentially. I could be really flippant about it though, because part of the problem is, what do we mean by the Void? So maybe we'll come to that, because that's probably going to be a rant question. So let's put that right on the, not even the back burner. Let's just like quickly stir fry this next question potentially. What's this next one?
Okay, let me save that one so I don't forget and come back to it. So Slim Lewis with that 666 says, do you think YouTube will allow EA back on ever? What do you think the criteria or threshold is for YouTube banning black magic channels?
All right, so the first thing that I want to say is that I did a stream with D, who's a newcomer to our Discord server, but he's a cool guy.
How'd that go? I saw that you posted that. I've been
Yeah,
meaning to check it out. I like it.
I got to remember the link for it. Maybe we could put it in, but we basically talked a lot about censorship and things in that interview. He's a much smaller channel, so I don't think he gets a lot of views comparatively, but he's a really cool guy, and he's becoming a friend of mine. He's a really nice guy. I enjoy talking to him. He's from the UK, and we definitely have interesting conversations. Anyway, the general gist of a lot of this is, number one, don't fear Satanic Panic 2.0. We're not there yet. In order for a satanic panic for any panic to manifest in a society, you need the intersection of three basic things. You need, obviously, public outcry. That's the first thing. Then you need a government and corporate backing of that outcry, using that outcry in a way to cause people problems. Just because a bunch of people are being dicks doesn't mean anything. Just because the news is being a dick about something, just because the government's being a dick about something, that doesn't quite do it. In order for it to really count as a dangerous moral panic, you really need the three of them to intersect on fucking you. So we're not quite there yet. For the vast majority of people, the satanic panic it's maybe a subtext of larger issues going on, perhaps, especially for people of certain, conservative values. They think everything's Satan and everything, that's coming back for them, but they don't have the power to censor. That's all actually held by the other side right now of that political conversation. So it's not really going to happen for that reason. Really, EA was an example that they made because they are trying to normalize the idea that they can shut anybody down across all platforms all at once if you are called out by the media. It's really a way to empower state and media narratives and silencing opposition in the world. And they will attack anybody. Doesn't matter what their ideology is. If it's an easy target, they will use it right now, especially because they sort of want to attack low-hanging fruit, people that seem easy to attack. And unfortunately for EA, because of his infamous reputation, I suppose, he made for a somewhat easier target than a lot of us. Although he never broke any of their rules, he never did anything, to my knowledge, at least not on their platforms, that would get him banned. I'm not my brother's keeper. I don't know his every minute of his life. The person that he demonstrated to me as his genuine self was someone I appreciated as a friend, not without problems, by the way, not without issues, not without things that are cautionary to have in a person or as a friend, but someone that I absolutely had no problems being friends with. I'm a mature adult who, guys, I grew up in a neighborhood with like crack dens and crap. I'm not afraid of like a little bit of color in my life, if you know what I mean, when it comes from people's backgrounds and histories and stuff. I'm not afraid of criminals and whatnot. None of this phases me, really. So maybe my estimation of a man is different than everybody else's because I don't live in fear of that kind of thing as easily as others.
Yeah, when I fucking told you that I was Pacific Northwest #1 Jankum producer, you didn't look at me any kind of different way. You just put on some gloves.
No, if someone was a damn murderer sitting around me, I'd probably be like, "Oh, that's interesting. What'd you use, 9mm or what?" We'd have a conversation about it. I wouldn't run away. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not the best of judge, but he's never done anything in my presence that I'm aware of that I would say is in any way deserving of a ban, platform-wide across Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. So that's all. I don't know. Even if he had a history like they described, even if he 20 years is a long time, man. 20 years ago, I wasn't the person I am. Would any of you listening to me right now want to be judged for something you did 20 years ago? No, of course not. You'd have to be something a little bit more current than that. People change. So even if he did do something that, if he did it today, I would be strongly opposed to, which I would be, if what is said is completely true about some of his past, doesn't mean that's who he is today. And trying to draw just a line between him and a cold-blooded asshole who was literally just psychotic, that's just because they use the same forum. That's crazy. There's people who kill with even more direct connection that don't get deplatformed. You know what I'm saying? There's people who literally are terrorist groups that don't get deplatformed off of these different things. So this is it's not fair, it's not right, but it's also, don't be afraid of all these black magicians getting censored. There's generally speaking, what I would suggest is, if you're even a little bit worried about this, Not that I blame you, but I wouldn't. If you're a little bit worried about it being the black magicians getting checked out, encourage your favorite person to have an alt media account like I have. And if they have one, try to use that the most for watching their content. Send a message to these different platforms that you would rather use just free platforms that respect people's ability to speak their minds. Stick with that. So anyway, I don't think there is a criteria. I think the criteria is their terms of service. Are you talking about hurting people? EA didn't, but at least not that I know of. None of his videos that I saw were like, well, first you got to chop up the body and stick it in a box and send it to their. I never saw anything like that. It was.
Now here's how we make the human gumbo.
Yeah, it was never anything that even encouraged that behavior on the side. It was never anything like that. Like the worst he did was like a curse video using like a picture of somebody, He's nothing, and if magic's not real, who cares what he's doing with that? So,
If that's enough to get you deplatformed, then a lot of teenagers going through their edgy goth phase, like with high school drama, are gonna have their accounts fucking deplatformed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine the fucking edgy goth teenagers just being why everybody starts using alt media, because they've got to make the fucking run to the new platform? Right?
Well, I mean, I've tried to, EA's got a lot on his plate, both in real life and work and just other things. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him if he didn't come back to social media. Look, it makes Mos Eisley look like, a haven of politeness and decency. I mean, it really kind of sucks out here sometimes. And it's mainly sucky because the irony is, if I was like in the middle of the street in the old school place I grew up, as bad as that was, at least you could do something about stuff. On these platforms, it's like, well, I'm getting death threats. I can't do nothing about it. They don't want to believe it when I say that I'm getting them. This person's trying to dox me, and they're okay with that. And man, where I grew up, people would be getting dealt with already. What the hell? So it's kind of worse. It's more frustrating here on the internet. It really is. But that's part of the fun. It should be a free-for-all. Back in the old days, it was, and it should be. So whatever. Behemoth X with a quick super chat, and we're going to get to Infernal Obelisk right after this one. Behemoth X, read that for us. Read it in the Behemoth X voice.
Damn it.
Now you might need a voice changer. You need to get that deep voice.
I don't have it set up yet. I'm not even going to attempt, because I will only make myself look foolish. So Behemoth X with that 20 says at like 3 times the power of the beast. Says, I drink black coffee, but sometimes I like to put creamer in it. My wife made some roast beef today. I love it, with lots of gravy. I'm hoping I can catch new Family Guy. I'm Pirate Bay tonight.
I love this man. I just genuinely do. He's one of those people. He deserves all the success he's getting with his channel, and he's definitely one of the white whales I want to get on this channel as an interview. And I know he's promised he will at some point, and I really got to connect with him on that. But no, I'm genuinely, he's one of those big inspirations for our community. I've never seen a single scandal with him, so we may have finally found our supreme pure moral leader here. Just kidding. He's gonna be like, no, if
I think everybody here can agree, if you haven't found a fucking scandal, it's because you haven't dug deep enough in the closet with people.
I mean, usually people just like find a nothing and then just like put like scandal clothing on top of it. Like that's what happened with me. I don't have a scandal about me. Even the people what's the worst they say? That I'm a little right wing when it comes to my politics? Ooh, shut up.
Yeah, you're gonna find disagreements with fucking everybody. Just don't worry about it. Don't fucking put people on a pedestal.
Don't listen to most of it when people are talking shit back. Like if you pay attention to the drama, it just makes it worse. Obviously, I'm not an IST. I'm not an IGIT. I'm none of these things. I think that this is crazy, and this is just low-hanging fruit for people to attack, because most people don't know. Like, most people don't know me, right? Even though I got a following, not everybody knows me. So people will hear Thorne's this, Thorne's that, and they'll just believe it, because why not? Right? Because that's how people are. They believe gossip, and that's what happens. And then it's like none of it's true, and I don't even worry about it, because people who know me, and there's nothing, not that there's anything even going around right now. I think the worst thing that went around was some channel said I stole some content from them. I never even heard of them. So it's like, maybe we just had similar ideas once. I even looked, I didn't see anything we agreed on. So I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. People are crazy, and especially in magical communities and spiritual communities, because a certain break from maybe the mundane idea of sanity is sometimes a useful skill in what we do. So anyway, tongue in cheek, guys, never take yourself too seriously.
Absolutely.
I want to change Behemoth X to Behemoth X-Wing, and that is what he is now. He's Behemoth X-Wing, and he just flew in and torpedoed the Life Star with his photon tomato.
Oh, okay. So see, you said the whole thing about maybe we just had similar ideas, and I feel like you're really Carlos Menciing this whole thing now.
Maybe I am. I don't know. There was a time I used to like him a little bit.
Yeah, until you found out all his shit was other people's.
Yeah, then it's like, oh, I didn't really like you. I like their. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
I liked you as the repository for people who did it better.
Well, you know, who was it that said? Was it Picasso, or who was it that said that good artists steal?
No, that was me. I said that great artists steal, but better artists fucking steal better.
Okay, something like that. Yeah, somebody find the quote and just you repeat it on your channel and just.
No, I don't repeat it. I was the original.
You were the original. Okay,
yeah.
I got you. Well, I mean,
I didn't steal that from
because
anybody. That was mine.
If we're all the non-dual divine, then it was originally from you, so it's fine.
Yeah. But not even in a magical context. I said that.
All right, so let's get to the void. Infernal Obelisk, thank you so much for that 20 spot. If you guys have further questions, we will get to them after this. So if you guys care, all right. For the newcomers, yes, I'm a know-it-all. I'm an opinionated know-it-all. Whatever I say is the rule of the universe, and I challenge you to do better. And I only do that because I find it more interesting when you end up finding out something for yourself because you hate me, not because I actually care if you agree with me or not. So I'm doing this I'm a little bit, what's the word? I'm a little irreverent tonight. Yeah, I'm a little bit irreverent tonight because I had today was a Belial day. We'll just put it that way. Today was a big Belial day. My tower shook all over the place. And everything fell right into place, and the weaknesses fell out like boop, perfectly. So
you gotta love those moments. I'll only touch on it briefly because I want to get to the void convo, but you gotta love that because afterwards, just like once you pick yourself up, it's like, wow, I don't gotta worry about that happening anymore. It already did. Let's fucking go.
Exactly.
Maybe everything is clear.
Yeah, I mean, I owe Belial. I gave him a little bit of an offering tonight, but I'm gonna be giving a bigger one probably later because. I just get the impression he wants more. Like, I burnt a steak in the process like 5 minutes after making it. I'm like, you want me to like take some meat and throw it in my burner for you, don't you? That's what you really want. Yeah, that's probably what you want. So anyway, so the void. It really depends on a person's individual perception of what they mean by the term the void. I don't want to get semantical because that's not what I'm doing here. I want people to think about, when they think about the void, what do they mean? In spirituality, what the void actually refers to, it's not an actual place. It is an understanding of chaos, the original meaning of chaos. So to understand the void in spirituality, we have to understand the original meaning of the word chaos. Now, the original meaning of the word chaos, spelled with a K, by the way, not a C, doesn't mean disorder. It doesn't mean randomness. It doesn't mean, oh, look, a nice, beautiful glass vase that fell on the floor and it broke and therefore chaos. No, it doesn't mean that. The original meaning of the word chaos means gap, abyss, or void. Okay, cool. What does that have to do with anything? Mediterranean, Hellenistic, Mesopotamian myth, most of these myths all sort of share similar backgrounds. The void is the primordial void, the source of everything. And the understanding was that everything that exists was found within the primordial void and emerged from the primordial void, manifested in the primordial void. How is that possible if it's a great emptiness with nothing in it? Is real, literal nothing even possible? Of course not. Literal nothingness is a non-idea. Literal nothingness, where there is literal nothing, can't exist. It doesn't have a meaning. So what could possibly have been meant by gap, abyss, void, emptiness? What was it that was actually missing? If nothingness is just a false possibility, if it's an impossible idea, what could the nothing be? Well, in a very transcendent way, the nothing is actually all things at once. If the void, if the primordial void, if primordial chaos, if the origin was the wellspring from which everything emerged, everything manifested, means everything is in there, isn't it? You may have heard me saying on this stream before and in videos before that the great oblivion of deepest sleep, that nothingness that you think you see in that oblivion, is actually the experience of omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. The issue is when all things are reunited as one, all distinction is lost, and so it becomes as literal nothing. It seems like nothing if all the colors of the rainbow were to merge at once. I don't just mean into visible light, I mean if all the light energy was to just be into one space, you would see nothing. If it was one color, it would be emptiness, it would be darkness to you.
So if I was to restate what I think you're saying in a different way, you know, we've talked about when you define something, you are drawing a box around it.
Correct.
And limiting what it can and cannot be. Because if it falls outside that box, it can no longer be this thing. What you're saying is basically the void of the everything is no longer having a box around anything.
Correct.
It is all things at once, and you cannot see the difference between anything.
Correct. It would be as if you took everything that could be experienced and experienced it all at once. What would that experience be like? Be like nothing. There'd be no distinction between hot and cold, because hot and cold would collide and it would be nothing. Light and dark collide, nothing. So that's what the void is. And that's why it is the origin of all things, because in that every nothing, or that no hyphen thing, not nothing, but no thing, everything is. So the void is not a place devoid of anything. It is actually filled with everything. Everything is in the void. The void that we often talk about in a lot of the superstitious circles is actually a kind of denial of everything. It's kind of a weird misunderstanding, in my opinion. And it's not an invalid one, it's just a weird misunderstanding. It's like, so there are places in the universe that we know of, for example, the Buddhist void, B-O-O-T-E-S. If you look up this place in the universe, it is an expanse of space in which there are so few stars and virtually no galaxies at all whatsoever, that if you go to the center of it, and if you could just float in space, you know, just be there, and you didn't bring any light with you, your eyes would be of absolutely no use. You couldn't see your hands in front of your face, nothing. There'd be no light whatsoever for you to see. If our planet was in the middle of the Buddhist void, hurtling through that emptiness, with no star or anything around it, if for some reason we could survive on such a world, maybe we have, you know, the heat from the vents below the ocean. Maybe we use that for life energy and all that. If we could somehow survive on a planet with no sun and nothing in that space, we would never know that there was stars or galaxies or anything, because we probably wouldn't even look. We would look up beyond our planet and just be like, there's just a great nothing there. Because the nearest stars and galaxies are so far away that without literally the equivalent of the Hubble or better, you wouldn't be able to see. There would be no indication of anything except your immediateness that you could light up with whatever light you've got. Now that's interesting, because people say, aha, that's the void of spirituality we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We must be talking about when I go there in the astral realm, I'm going there. There's a problem, however, with that little subtle idea. In that Buddhist void, it's not actually empty. It's filled with all manner of things. There could be rocks and stones, you know, macroscopic things, obviously, that counts. But no, it's actually filled with more than that. There's actually light everywhere. This is the irony. There is light there. It's just not emanating from a star. It is the light, say, from the Big Bang. The microscopic background radiation is microscopic, the microwave background radiation of the Big Bang permeates that Buddhist void like it does everywhere. That means that it's actually not empty. There's nothing empty about the Buddhist void. It's actually a field What is a field? Well, some might call it the ether. It is the every nothing that everything you think of is made out of. Where's my green lighter, Fleshy? I'm finding my green lighter. Where is it? The famous green lighter. Here it is. There it is. The green lighter, which I have transferred to you. The green lighter. It's not made up of things. It's not made up of particles.
It's made of ideas.
That's true. And those ideas wrap around an ineffable existence. But even just from the materialistic scientific perspective, this is a collection of force fields. This isn't atoms and molecules and shit. Those are collections of force fields. Force fields are just a field in which certain forces are detected through interaction. In other words, it's an infinite field of potential. Not meaning there's nothing there till they detect it, meaning it's there, it's just that it's not detectable. The reason it's not detectable is because the flow of that energy is in the same direction as the detection. What do I mean by that? Flushy, if I were to haul off and throw a really good right hook and try to catch you on the jaw with it.
Oh, fucking, I'm gonna matrix that shit.
If you stood stock still, I'd either break my hand or your jaw would crush, right? But what if you went with that motion so perfectly that there was no sensation at all? Does that mean you're not there? No, of course not. You're there.
No, it means I'm here and I've just put out a field of fucking intimidation.
It means that the flow of your energy is going the exact same direction, space, coordinates, everything is my fist, so there's no interaction. That doesn't mean there's nothing there. So when you think of empty space and you say there's nothing there, no, what that means is whatever is there is flowing in the same direction as whatever your measurement device is trying to measure.
Yeah.
If it's trying to measure light, whatever it means is that light measurement isn't getting picked up because the measuring device is in alignment with that flow. There's nothing to detect because
all experience is fucking conflict. If there's not something in conflict fucking sending the light waves back, then you have no sight. If there's not something if there's not fucking molecules for the fucking sound to pressurize into your eardrums, then you hear nothing. Everything is fucking conflict.
So that's a key point. Everything is a kind of conflict, or denial is the metaphysical spiritual concept. Everything that exists is a denial of what really is, or a denial of something else that it also is. So when I say I'm D.H. Thorne and I'm not a tree, that's basically what I'm doing. If I say I'm D.H. Thorne, what I'm really saying is I'm not a tree and I'm not a computer, I'm not the floor. Because there's way more things that are not me than are me.
Everybody please improve your magic by incorporating that into your daily life. When you introduce yourself to people, say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. I am not a tree."
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly the meaning of the word non-duality. That's actually the reason why it's said that way. Rather than saying it's monism, which would be an assertive statement about what it is, that actually betrays what it is. Because to say that, that's also not what it is. It actually transcends the idea of being one thing. It's all things. So how can you, well, if you say all things, that means, so you're saying it's a bunch of ones? No, it's not. It's a one, but it's all things. It's non-dual. And we could go into that conversation for days. So the void is actually everything that could possibly be the actual void of the metaphysical void, as discussed in all of the philosophies in which it really classically is held. We're talking about Platonic, Neoplatonic, Vedic, Taoist, and Zen. They're all going to tell you some version of what I just said in some mystical language and understanding as they understand it. But that is roughly what they're going to tell you. Some twist on what I just told you. None of them are going to say it's a place where nothing exists and all experience goes to die in this weird nihilistic fantasy that a lot of people think about. That is not what it means. It is devoid of mortal conceptualization. You guys probably remember, I know you probably remember, Fleshy, the idea of a solid gold cube of infinite size.
Oh yeah, now that you bring that up, I do remember it.
So the solid gold cube of infinite size and the void are the same idea. They're just said different ways.
No, but the void is nothing but that's gold.
But
There's gold in them, they're void.
But how could gold be gold if there's nothing to compare it against that isn't gold?
Are you trying to invoke the silver standard? That sounds like a goddamn federalist thing to do.
Politics. All right. I mean, I could be more
it's
pedantic.
old-timey politics, though.
I could definitely be more pedantic about this conversation, but I think that's where I'm going to go with it. Simply because it is, to be brutally honest with you guys, these are not things that you can learn by listening to a bag of wind like me. You've got to go find out for yourself. You've got to go and do the meditations and do the contemplations and do the investigations. You've got to explore who you are when everything that you think you are is taken away from you. And it's not that hard to do. I will never advocate on, Her Majesty's YouTube the use of psychedelics, but that is an option that has been used by some people. I do find it really interesting that one of the chemical compounds in this world that is something I've never done, however, just listening to the dialogues of people who've done it and comparing it to what I've discovered through meditation, and how much harder it was to do through meditation, by the way, it's no question why they made it illegal. Because if everybody realized what they were, it would be a lot harder to control us all.
Oh yeah, because, I mean, look at somebody who can go like, hey, Vsauce here, and turn around into something like that, like, oh, that should be dangerous. It's gonna change everybody's mind.
I love that he went and fucking did ayahuasca or whatever it was. I love that. And you could tell he was fucked. Because he went into that like one way, and I read people, I'm looking at his eyes, he saw God, dude. He did it, he got there.
That looked like he fucking bottomed to Lucifer, and he loved it, and he didn't know how to approach his wife afterwards.
Yes, that's, I mean, all right.
like his reality was shattered, but he was cool with it. He was just trying to come to grips with this new reality. Yep.
I like that. That's as good as anything. So, this idea of everything I'm telling you, this isn't something somebody told me, and it's not something I analytically just put together one day. And I'm not saying this like, ooh, Thorne's a big, scary magician who could... No, I'm saying you can have this experience anytime you want. You don't even need me.
Yeah.
Just go learn to shut everything off that you think is you and see what's left. And when you find that big emptiness and go, I'm still here, what the fuck? But I'm not those things that I thought I was because I don't need to be that thing. You don't need to be D.H. Thorne to exist. You don't need to be who you think you are to exist. So what the fuck are you if that's true? You are the void, my friend. You and everything is the void. As Wyatt was sort of saying, he says, I say the void is reality and reality is the void. There is no difference between the two, and therefore there is no need to describe them in a non-dual way unless they're being explained to a beginner. Exactly. Everything that I'm saying to you is just beginner's language. The ultimate goal is to not talk about it. It's to do it. It's to be it. It's to experience it. To transcend this blah, 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 blah.
Which is ironic because we're here doing that, but pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly.
But yeah, I really feel like, it's easy to fall into the armchair thing. And for everybody who thinks they understand, and hey, I don't pretend to, I'm not sitting up on a fucking high horse or anything, but I'm just saying, it's kind of like listening to DH tell you like, yeah, this band Guar is so fucking dope. They go like, and they got this guy with the big hair and so fucking cool and these costumes and shit. That doesn't mean fucking shit if you've never fucking listened to them. Like, you might say, oh, I understand Guar is the dopest band on this planet or the next. But until you go and see a fucking show and get that bass drum in your fucking face and shit, you don't actually know what Guar's like.
So you just described Gnosis. You just described the ancient heretical idea of Gnosis from the Gnostic Christians. You also just described Samadhi.
I feel like they would be so offended if they knew
None.
what Gwar was, if they could teleport to this time and just, they'd be shaking their head at me.
Dude, there were incarnations of Gnosticism that would have been, they didn't go far enough. That's not an actual cock swinging around from the middle of what's his...
Oh, but this ankle pants man, yes, we adore him.
Oh, we got Fisting Hippo. Start Azeroth with Fisting Tactical Hippo. Woo!
Appreciate you, Asarte.
Fuck yeah, thank you. No, I mean, look, I'm not saying Gnosticism is the end-all be-all by any stretch. I prefer more of the Vedic non-dual understanding stuff. But for a Western mind, Gnosticism's fine, so long as you don't take it too literally. If you look at it as a bunch of metaphors and allegories and things, I think it's beautifully powerful, and it is simplistic enough that a beginner can approach it. My newer book definitely takes a more Gnostic approach to teaching these things a little bit. The key here is you've got to experience that state of Gnosis. What does Gnosis mean? Well, if you're like, I'm going to say 80 to 90% of the people on the interweb, you think Gnosis means just knowledge, because that's literally what the word meant. It meant knowledge. However, Gnosis from the metaphysical perspective is actually more synonymous with the word wisdom. And it means truth. It means a kind of spontaneous, intuitive, first person in the moment integration and awareness of the divine truth, the divine wisdom, the divine reality, the ineffable. It is literally the exact same thing as samadhi. It's basically, I mean, I can't find a difference between the two ideas. They're basically the same. The two languages maybe bring some nuance, but they mean basically the same idea. And that doesn't mean just enlightenment. A lot of people confuse it a little bit. Enlightenment's a little bit different. Enlightenment's sort of an experience you can have, which is really a letting go. That's why they say you can't have it, because it actually means you're letting go of your egoistic identity. That's what enlightenment kind of means. But it's still not exactly the same. Samadhi and Gnosis they're transcendental experiences. There's no language that can help you understand it. Once you've had it, no one ever has to tell you what it means anymore. Once you've had it, it doesn't matter what anybody else describes it as. You can tell if that person's had it or not.
It's just like sex.
And one might even say that saying that I had it is a mistake, because that is kind of wrong too. But there's no other linguistic way to say it. I think in Zen they have a saying something like, there is enlightenment but no one to experience it. Well, Gnosis and Samadhi are a little bit like that. Once you are in that Gnostic state, the idea of you being you as you becomes a funny little illusion. It becomes a funny little game you're playing. Timothy, I was watching this cool documentary last night, and the first half was really good. The second half kind of got shitty. They kind of screwed up the Alan Watts part. But what's his name? Timothy Leary, the guy who started like the psychedelic movements of the 60s, turn on, tune in, drop out. I think that was his name. Yeah, Timothy Leary.
Yeah, fuck it, that sounds right.
He does a heroic dose of acid. And just listening to him, like, nope, he did it. He didn't make that up. He didn't just hear somebody talking about it. Nope, that all his everything he noticed about that experience when it's described, I can tell that was a legitimate, he did experience ego death and at least some layer of that divine understanding of self. At the very least, he disconnected from the illusion of identity, because he realized that he was a puppet for a much grander identityless being that was in everything. And that he and his daughter, yeah, Ajna says, Tim Leary knew.
Is he the fucking dude that Tool sampled off that one album?
Maybe. I'm not saying I'm a fan of the guy. I'm just saying that one bit I saw from him was perfect. Dead on balls. I'm not saying, I don't know if I would agree with everything else he's ever said. I just know that one little bit that I heard was like, no, that is independently verified by me. If I knew nothing else about the man, I would say he had the experience that I'm describing, or at least one so close, like he was right on that threshold. He experienced probably the most important part of it, which is the realization that the person you think you are is an act. It's a puppet. It's a character that you're pretending is you. And when you realize that and you step back beyond it just a little bit, you don't have to completely disassociate with it, but just step back from it just a little bit and realize what's going on. A lot of shit falls into place, and the rest, it almost doesn't matter. Yeah, Tool sampled Bill Hicks. I think that's true. Bill Hicks, another interesting character who also...
Bill Hicks, not Timothy Leary.
Yeah, Bill Hicks definitely, I believe, had a similar, what little I know of Bill Hicks, he definitely did some psychonautry, if you will, or something. He definitely, before he became Alex Jones, Bill Hicks was definitely, on the right track. Then he faked his own death and became Alex Jones, according to the conspiracy people. That's what happened.
Okay, fuck my fucking reptiles in Antarctica videos. Now I need to see this shit.
Yeah, look it up. He's not the only one. Mark Dice is also River Phoenix, and what's his name? Something Green from this other one is Bruce Lee's son. They faked their death and now they're conspiracy guys. Hey, could be true. Why not? Other shit's weirder than that. That's like the least weird thing I've heard in my life. So, that has been confirmed, I mean.
Yeah.
So we'll just say, maybe. I don't know. Probably not, but maybe. Like if I tuned out of this paradigm of reality and went into the back rooms, so to speak, and I found a file in the back rooms that showed the truth about everything, and that was one of it, I'd be like, oh, figures.
Yeah, well, of course, this isn't even the strangest fucking shit. Like, this is fucking baby food compared to the rest that I have to fucking munch on.
Yeah. I mean, and
Alex Jones denies it, but of course he would.
Yeah, I love that. That's how the best conspiracy, like the bad ones, really work. It's like the flat Earth and the moon landing shit. It's like, well, of course they say it's not true because it is. That's why. Oh boy. Chris Green, yeah. I got one of those like stray hairs. I feel like all over my neck. It's probably like, it's driving me crazy. I think I'm getting old. I might start losing my hair. Yeah. You
just have a fucking lot of hair. That shit fucking happens when you have it.
I do, and that's for someone who shaved both sides of his head.
Yeah, it's like having long hair. I was no longer worried about spiders crawling over me. It's like you just got to get used to that sensation. Just live with it.
Well, I mean, I'm 45 in a few months, and I don't feel a day over, I don't know, 20 something. So about the only time I feel old is when I've been sitting on a meditation cushion for like an hour and I try to get up and it's like, oh yeah, no, there it is there.
Oh, so you're saying like the fucking constant meditation is just like the old guys telling the young monks just like, yeah, no, this is how you're supposed to do it. It's not that my skeleton fucking sucks. Yeah, this is the right way.
So, I mean, I don't know, guys, like my wife and I, like, we don't look our age at all. Like my wife's inheriting, she must have drank some of my blood because I'm a vampire, I guess. I'm probably gonna, like, you don't live forever as a vampire, but you probably live the same age, but you look like you're 40 when you die, even though you're like 100. That's a joke. Don't take that too seriously.
Yeah, like
it could be true. It's probably true.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? No, I don't have a joke for that. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. The only way you can tell a vampire is when they look like they're 20 and they still don't know how to use a VCR because they're boomers, and they still need someone to set the time on their VCR, and they still use VHS.
I was gonna say, I think that's a vampire, but for different reasons, because clearly they've been living in a casket for quite a while.
That was a great meme trope in What We Do in the Shadows, how the fucking high council uses VCRs because they're not up on the current stuff yet. I love it.
I fucking love that, though. I want a fucking John Wick universe where just everybody uses fucking old tech. Because the old tech has has more of a presence within the collective unconscious. It has more power.
Look, there's people who don't even know what a rotary phone looks like, yet if there's an icon on your phone that looks like a rotary phone, you still know it's a phone. Like, It's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Like I love that shit. Like people, like we still call it a video, or I should say, we'll go see a film. There's no film in a fucking movie anymore. It's all digital nowadays. Isn't it? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like things have just, you know. I read a book. What's a book now? It's a fucking file on your computer these days.
I love the one where somebody found a floppy drive and was like, dude, they 3D printed the save icon.
Hold on. What are you gonna record, sweetie?
No, reference.
Oh, okay.
To being old.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tape something.
Yeah. I'm gonna tape something is what you're saying. Yeah, the reference to being old. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, so there's a lot of things. One thing I'll say is I'm really happy that I got the new temple / ritual chamber / meditation room done. It's reinvigorated a lot of stuff for me, re-inspired a lot of stuff. There's actually going to be a new Demon in Review coming soon because of it, by the way. So we'll suddenly see, like, all of a sudden Thorne will be front page again for a couple of days.
Did you hear that little explosion right there?
I think CM's head popped.
Yeah, I thought he just shat his pants right there, but it could have been his head popping.
I definitely, like, did the candle wiggle or something? I know my soda wiggled a little bit. I saw like a little, like when...
I look forward to that. Any little preview or anything you want to give, or do you just okay, cool?
Nope, I'm just gonna be surprised.
You know what? Demon in Review, that's enough.
Yeah, Demon in Review coming. I hate doing them because you know why?
Hey, and nobody likes to do their fucking hits. Like Nirvana stopped doing fucking Teen Spirit for a reason.
I don't. You know why? It's because I'm not a theistic person. And a lot of people who want to hear about this they're bordering on theism, and I'm not a theistic person, and I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to encourage theism. Working with spirits is fine, but theism, like it's a religion to worship things, it's not where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You know,
it sucks when you see people misinterpret it as like, as you've said 100 times before, fucking Pokemon to collect and bullshit. It's like, oh, I've got to use the King Paimon Squirtle monster against the fire types. That's the thing to do. I need a good water type demon. Can anybody help me out?
Yeah, and that's part of a big misunderstanding of what magic and sorcery actually is. Even me, like, so not long ago I did the Open Secret of Magic, and that was only half right. I now understand the other half, and I'll come out with some explanations for that soon. But I've said it many times, but it's really hit home what it really is. Finally, it's really to the point where I can't see me changing my definition ever again. I'll keep trying, but I'm pretty confident that I've hit my definition. That's the final answer. And the better understanding of magic and sorcery is not an art that causes change in the world. Does not mean that miracles do not happen. The key word of magic and sorcery is manifestation. And the best understanding of it is a type of yoga which helps align the individual with their divine will. Because through the practices of sorcery over time, you will eventually align your own egoistic habitual bullshit with the divine will, and it will seem like you've inherited all the power in the world, but what's really happened is you're no longer going against the flow of what you really meant to do all along. You will realize you are the divine itself. You are that. Not the demiurge that says it's God. You are the actual God. And magic and sorcery is a way to remind yourself of that, because everything you do a ritual for, sometimes it comes true, sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't come true, you'll go fuck around with your formula or something somewhere. Something changes and you'll try it again perhaps, or you'll just do something else a different time. Sooner or later, you'll find that you have more successes than failures. The next thing you know, it doesn't feel like you're causing anything to change. It feels like you're predicting everything. At some point you wonder, why do I bother even doing the ritual? The thing I'm getting at is if there even was magic that could cause anything, it happened before you did the ritual, because that's what caused you to do the ritual. And I'm not even saying that, I'm saying if there was. And I was just talking about theurgy versus, there actually, I used to think there was a verses like 2 years ago. There's no verses anymore. Theurgy and thaumaturgy are actually trying to teach you the same thing. The problem is the ego traps of the two different disciplines are a little different. Theurgy makes you think there's a higher power that you must bow down to who will protect you, worship you, protect you, blah, 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 blah. Thaumaturgy is like, see, I caused that to happen. They're both ego traps. The reality is, theurgy is recognizing in the self what you used to think was external. So you go, aha, I'm working with Lucifer over there. And then over time you realize, hey, you know what? That Lucifer I thought was over there was actually me the whole time. Just a reflection of that. Not that that external is like projected out of you like in a solipsistic way. I mean, there's no, you and that Lucifer are the same being, just having an opposite perspective of each other. Then you realize, well, what about thaumaturgy? Well, thaumaturgy is this idea that you're changing the world. The reality is you're aligning with the divine. Not Yahweh, although you could use that word because the correct interpretation of Yahweh is not a personified God that lords over you. The actual deep mystical esoteric understanding of the word Yahweh is an impersonal being, like the Brahman, like the void, like chaos. That's literally what the actual, it means I am that I am. That's not a personified God. That's a God with no persona. That's the same thing that you hear, really. I mean, if I'm gonna make it, it's not like that. But it's if you found your true self, it's the same voice, if you will. It's got the same I am that I am. That's it. You're that. You're Yahweh, guys. You, not flesh priest, not DH Thorne. Those are just puppets of Yahweh. You are Yahweh. The real you is Yahweh. These things are just garments you're wearing. They're no less beautiful for that fact, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. It's not like DH Thorne is some inferior thing that needs to be stomped out. No, stop. You're just making that illusion even stronger by thinking you have to fight it.
Yeah, this isn't meant to strip the magic, so to speak, strip the magic away from the mundane experience. It's more to open a door and let you see that there's fucking more beyond this fucking shit.
Yeah. You know, imagine if Kermit the Frog thought he was really Kermit the Frog. And what would happen when the hand gets yanked out of Kermit the Frog and realizes, wait a minute, Kermit the Frog wasn't what I was the whole time. That's literally what a Gnostic experience is like. It sounds cheesy. I love putting stuff in these cheesy ways. You know me. But that's quite literally what it's like.
You fucking discombobulated me there. Yeah, I have nothing to say to that.
So here's the deal. Ajna is one of the more, I guess he's, or she, I think it's a he, is a little bit more classically trained on a lot of the things that I talk about. And I come to the same conclusions independently without study. That is to say, I don't study the Vedas, I don't study Tantra, I don't give a fuck about what they do. I never did. I wanted to find out by doing my thing, contemplation, practicing magic and sorcery and witchcraft and playing with my own sense of power until I realized that that power was a complete illusion. A real sorcerer is more like a sailor that identifies themselves as part of the ocean and seeks to understand the currents and the waves therein, and then aligns the ship of their avatar of life with those currents so that it can go where inevitably those currents are going. People forget that they're gods, so they think that they're in competition with everything. They don't realize that everything that's happening is the will of the same divine, which you are too. And this is the problem with Christianity. This is what's got everybody so hooked up. This is why it's so hard for me to talk about this, because Christianity took all of these ideas, by the way. All Orthodox Christianity did was take all of these higher ideas and turn them into systems of control, one little piece at a time, so that everything that was true and good about spirituality became a tool of control. Everything I'm telling you was twisted. They're going to say I'm twisting what they believe. No, what I'm talking about, if you look historically, is thousands of years older than anything Christians believed. It's thousands of years older than even Judaism if you look in the right places. Everything I'm describing to you is the original wisdom. The meaning of wisdom is truth. It is divinity. Wisdom is divinity. So, Christianity took what was a true and beautiful idea, including the Abrahamic religions too. They're all different systems of control. And that's why you have to go to, I mean, I don't want to because I don't know, I don't want to speak out of my ass, but I feel like the Hasidic Jews and the esoteric Jews of that world do Kabbalah, and they understand that everything is divine, and they don't see it the way they kind of keep it to themselves because it gets them into trouble. The original understanding was everything was God. That was the original understanding. Everything is God. Nothing is separate from that. Not even the bad guys, the demons. There are no demons. There's daemons. Demons is just what we call them because we like to take back the word. I don't call things demons or demonic because I think they're evil. I use that word because it pisses off people who are closed-minded. It's like, I mean, I don't want to make this a little too topical, but it's like people who, you know, maybe people of color using the N-word or whatever to take it back for themselves so it loses power. It's sort of like that.
It's the reason why I use the word faggot.
Right. Like, how is this a bad word if I use it?
Yeah.
Right. Let's make this a term of endearment instead.
I'm a faggot. What you gonna do about it?
Hug you. Necro Nikki, what's up, sweetheart? Yeah. So Christianity took all of these ideas, and what they did was everything that was you, they externalized into a personified God, which they control. It's an egregore that they control, and they're in mutual communion with the, as a Gnostic would call a demiurge, but the demiurge is really, don't take that too literally either. Recognize the demiurge is just another kind of egregoric idea. They took this egregoric entity that they call Yahweh Elohim, this God the Father, that is the Father of Jesus. They took this, and they took Jesus too, and they took whatever Jesus actually was and turned it into an egregore of control, and everything that was good, and when I say good, I mean in the Platonic sense good, I don't mean the moralistic sense good and noble and useful about those things, turned it into a system of control by externalizing your divinity so that it was something you had to work for. They denied your divinity by putting it behind a Jesus paywall. And now here's the fucked up thing. You go to other cultures like India and the Far East and such. You'll see that they did it a different way. They were like, no, you're all divine, but you're not ready to be divine. You need a couple of generations, perhaps, of training and meditation. You need to die and be reborn maybe 1,000 more times. And maybe you'll be a monk someday. And when you're a monk, it'll be like another 30 lives maybe. And throughout all this, you've got to make your tithes and work on your karma. And of course, do what you're told the whole fucking time. So they don't actually, they'll be like, you're divine, but not yet.
I feel maybe it's just my fucking millennial brain, but it just goes back to Pokemon. It's like, you're really good right now, but you haven't evolved to the next stage yet. You haven't even achieved your final form, baby. It's so sad to me. But here's the other side of the coin. A lot of people in their ignorance, their primordial human ignorance, their mortal ignorance, will hear what I just said and be like, I'm God, that means I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna kill that guy. And, you know, do stupid. The demiurge of the personal ego, as someone said earlier, I'm probably misquoting how they put it, but the ego is the personal demiurge. Actually, the demiurge is the grand ego of all collective conscious. How so?
So, what do you mean? So the demiurge in Gnostic understanding was, the mythology of it was, you had the grand creator God, and this he's not really a creator, it's just the God. And then there's the pleroma, which is an emanation of that God. And within that pleroma are spiritual entities. One of them was called Sophia, which means wisdom. And wisdom, for whatever reason, there's different myths. Like I said, Gnosticism's not a monolith. There's like 3 or 4 main ones and a bunch of little ones. And we only call them main because those are the ones that are preserved in history. There's actually a whole fuck ton of... Gnosticism was just a big heresy according to the Orthodox. The only thing that made the Orthodox, because they all agreed to say that the same thing, and then they fought. It'd be like all of us saying, we're going to listen to Thorne and nobody else, and anyone who disagrees with Thorne is bad. That's basically what they did.
That's fucking dangerous.
That's exactly what happened. So Gnosticism was a Platonic idea of Christianity, and in their view, Jesus was Lucifer, by the way. So for those of you who hate on Jesus, there's actually a way that you can actually integrate that hate, that shadow of hate, and be like, you know what, I hate that Jesus egregore, but maybe what you hate is the Orthodox Christian egregore. Maybe if you learned about the Luciferian version of Jesus, you might not hate it so much. Maybe you'd be like, hey, wait a minute, maybe there's something here after all. And not have like an aversion. Any aversion you have, like it's a taboo, I worry about you. I had it too. I worry about people with taboos that don't integrate them eventually. I don't mean like, you know, it's okay for pedos and whatnot. I'm saying an aversion where you're not even willing to accept that it exists, right? Like where you're just like, must destroy. Like, recognize that we can figure out a way to transcend our knee-jerk hate of something, is all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Maybe not pedos, but
it's when you cannot even comprehend the idea of a spider, that you cannot, correct, you know, you cannot be in your house if a spider is there. That's an issue. That's to your detriment.
A lot of
not
people
saying you have to love the spider or anything, but just being able to not even vibe with that universe, like that cannot even exist.
A lot of people hate organized mainstream Orthodox Christianity to the point where they won't even listen to the possibility that there is a Gnostic view of Christianity which describes Jesus as Lucifer. So anyway, in the Gnostic tradition, you have Sophia, which was their name for wisdom, personification of wisdom. And Sophia, for whatever reason, as I said, there's a bunch of different mythological, you know, families, if you will, in Gnosticism, where for whatever reason, Sophia gave birth to the demiurge. It's sort of like Pandora's box. So the story of Pandora's box was Pandora found this box that had whatever in it. She opens it up and all the evils of the world come out, but in the bottom is hope. That's sort of like the story of the demiurge, is that Sophia gave birth to the demiurge, and all of this evil took place, but there's also a hope in there too. So the demiurge, depending upon which version of Gnosticism you agree with, is by turns either really, really, really bad and is the actual Satan that Christians should hate, or it's just a misguided, well-intentioned, unwise entity that ends up doing what we would call evil, but inadvertently not intentionally. It's an imperfect being like humanity, and therefore its idea of perfection is imperfect, and that's why we all suffer. They were close to the higher truth. They were getting there, but they put it to be too mythologized, and they lost the plot because it became a personified mythology. Interestingly, the ones who achieved the Gnosis state didn't do all that the same way. Like, the thing is, a lot of what I'm describing comes to us from historians who had no idea what they were reading, so their interpretation of it clouds what they said in the original writings. So when we look at it, we go, how literally are we supposed to take these myths? If we're supposed to take them super literally, they make no sense. If we take them as allegory, though, they make perfect sense. Just like the book of Genesis makes perfect sense from an allegorical perspective.
Yeah. And
no sense at all whatsoever if we look at it from a literal perspective.
I feel like we as people get really, really fucking hung up on the plot a lot of the times.
Yes.
Because, I mean, let's face it, we fucking love a good story. And,
yes,
you know, a lot of these faiths that you see around the world and everything, like, I always feel like the ones that are most, what's the right word? I'm going to say hopeful and just trusted, or helpful, beneficial to people maybe, and hope that you know what I'm pointing at, are all the most fucking freeform fucking bullshit of like, yeah, basically just do good and that fucking bullshit. All the ones with like this deep fucking ingrained mythology and bullshit. Just like, it's a cool fucking story. Like, oh dude, some of the shit from the Bible I hear heavy metal guitars over, but like, it's just a fucking story. That's probably not how it actually happened.
It's probably not how it happened. It's meant to teach you something, just like any myth, like an Aesop fable. It's not meant to be taken literally.
Yeah. Are you telling me the fucking scorpion didn't ride on the frog?
I'm telling you that I'm telling you that Nandor's idea
All right,
of
well,
the
let's
universe...
see if this witch fucking floats or not, boys.
Yeah, I'm telling you that Nandor's idea of the universe as being on the back of a giant turtle upon which there are four, I think it was camels holding up a giant plate holding the earth. I'm telling you that that's not actually the truth. All right. So I'm one of those people that once I get the point of a mythology, I don't go crazy trying to learn all the ins and outs of every bit of it. I'm a little bit lazy. I have 10 fucking trines and a grand fire trine. That makes me lazy by default. That means that stuff works for me. But I highly recommend you guys do the research that I won't and learn what I refuse to put my mind to. Really study these things before you take a shit on them, because they're absolutely wonderful. If you look for them, this is the heresy that I talk about. That's why I've added heretic to my list of titles. So I'm the Crow Witch, I'm the Dark Mystic, I am a lunatic, and I'm a heretic.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like that's some great fucking heresy right there. Yes, consume their content, but read it in a way that they don't like, and that's going to piss them off even more than if you didn't.
Absolutely. That's why I've often joked around. Me and Eddie, I don't know where Eddie is tonight, and I do mean to do this, Eddie, if you're listening. We really do need to do...
he's out tonight.
He's out cold tonight, right?
Yeah.
I really think that we need to do a stream, just the two of us. I want him to go through, pick 5 Bible verses that he knows a lot about, and let's go through them and see if I can non-dualize them up and show you the non-dual origin of what they're saying. See if we can find it. Some places we can, some places are so deep with mythology, you actually have to go to ancient Sumeria to understand what they're talking about, because they're actually reprints of Sumerian myth.
Ooh, so, fuck. If he doesn't do that, then I have a couple connections that, have read the good book better than me, which is to say they read the good book. Yeah, I'll fucking pull out a couple and see what you can riff off of them.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's going to be I don't give a fuck about the moralistic crap. A lot of times that's a misinterpretation of just what was good advice in the era because of health and standards of the day. If we're talking about don't put milk in the same bowl that you eat your meat, that's because they would tend to infect each other with a bacteria, so you'd eat out of it and fucking die. If they're talking about, certain sexual habits, it's because it's an agrarian society, and if you're doing these things rather than procreating, then you're fucking up the tribe. God damn it. Yeah, which is obviously some stuff. So
no, I'm mad because that was gonna be my fucking trap card. Is I was gonna throw in that bullshit and try to catch you out, see if you'll deplatform yourself, and you fucking stepped right ahead of it. God damn it! I
stepped ahead of you,
and
I think I avoided the mine too. I think it actually popped up behind me and blew up some guy that was chasing me.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those fucking southeastern children playing in the war mines now. I just got my leg blown off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a little bit unnecessarily dark. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. So... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
I was going to bring up, we have a question that's been sitting here for a little while, if you want to get to a different topic.
You know me.
All right. Well,
good, polite questions are fun.
All right, well, cool. So, from Wyatt Coverdale, here's a good one. Just due to the nature of infinity within the universe, wouldn't it be impossible to truly escape samsara? Aren't you stuck in awareness permanently?
So long as you're trying to escape samsara, you never will. That's it. That's all you need to know. If your goal is to escape it, you'll never understand what it means.
You're never gonna level up that Pokemon enough.
Yeah. The whole idea of escaping samsara is a joke. That's the carrot on the stick that makes you do the work, and at the end of the day you realize there is no fucking spoon, and you've been chasing a wild goose chase this whole time, and in the moment you give up, you go, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm no longer beholden to it. I get it. It's almost like the punchline of the actual joke is so unfunny that you die laughing when you get it.
Is there... So we've talked about this a couple times where I feel like, as you just described, I feel like a lot of these traditions and everything of, go chase the eggshells down the stream is really just a way to say, fucking leave me alone. Go do this, and eventually at some point you will understand. Where it's not the physical steps that will teach you the thing, and it's getting you to go somewhere else so that you will learn it along the way. So the steps themselves aren't necessary, but at the same time, they help you reach that point of understanding. And I feel like, you know, it definitely strips away the mystery to say, oh yeah, none of that is necessary. You just need to fucking look within yourself and everything, bro. But I don't know. Does it, I guess what I'm kind of trying to ask is, would you consider it ethical, or like, do you think that in some ways we should maintain some of that mystery and let people fucking run off and fucking chase the dragon or whatnot?
Yes, and I will also say that even me being blunt and telling you the answer, here's the irony. Like in the Kabbalion, it says something ineffective, do not cast your pearls before swine, which I believe is a quote, a riff off the Bible. The point is, the idea is these little pearls of wisdom. All too often you throw them into the common rabble of humanity and nobody gets it. And it's like a waste. People will hear good ideas, and for whatever reason they don't find any place for them to grow. There's no fertile soil for them to grow. The pigs just sort of eat it and shit them out, and they regurgitate it literally. You tell a bunch of average people higher wisdom, and they'll go repeating it like a parrot, but never actually understand it. They can't rephrase it, they have to quote it. It's exactly the same meaning as Zen is a finger pointing at the moon, but here I am parroting shit. But all too often people all too often people will focus on the finger.
So there's the moon right there.
Yeah, well, not on my screen, but yeah. So now my view is I feel like I'd rather throw my pearls everywhere, and on the off chance that someone picks one up and goes, hey, there's a pearl here, it's pretty cool. You know, to me, that's like the fun. Like I've told you, like my daydream is if I ever win $1 billion, I want to go on a subway, and like if I see somebody do something nice, just have my giant bodyguard hand him like $10,000 and be like, you did a good thing. Here's $10,000. Like to me, that's fun. I like that idea.
I feel like that's the reincarnation that Peter Steele wanted. Hey, you do
to be my bodyguard for that? Because that's
no. Like he wanted the same thing. It's just like, yeah, you're doing really good. You're a good person. I really appreciate you. You're living that Christian life. Here's $1,000. My album.
$10,000 or a blowjob from this hot bitch right here from fucking Bayonne.
or you could have the big fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger looking motherfucker. He's my
that's
muscle.
why he's here. Yeah,
he's my boy, and he never leaves my side.
I miss that motherfucker. Yeah. So anyway, but here's the thing. Most people, that's why I say you have to have that samadhi, Gnostic, whatever. You have to have that mystical experience, whatever you want to call it, by any means necessary to understand some of the inside jokes. The problem that I have, though, is with people who go, just do psychedelics. The problem with that is, without some sort of a spiritual, metaphysical, psychological support backdrop, it's just getting high, basically. Even if you see that you're God, you're not gonna know what to do with that, and it may fuck you up worse than if you have some sort of a support there of understanding. So, you know, a bunch of people with absolutely no idea what they're dealing with, who just, you know, eat a heroic dose and then go, holy shit, what did I see? They don't even know that what they saw was God. They're just like, the fuck do I do with this?
And even if you think Thorne doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, fuck him, he's fucking trying to hold me back and shit, to go into any fucking psychonaut group, and they will all tell you that you can do the substance, you can do the fucking thing, but, you know, that's gonna get you this far without the fucking foundation. So even if you think like that will get me a lot of the way there, you can go to the fucking moon if you have the right foundation to build upon.
If you combine, like, say, transcendental meditation or Zen meditation or magic like we talk about, Tantra, sorcery, whatever, Gnosticism, Vedic non-dualism, even dualism, fuck it, test your duality by hitting a heroic dose and see if it holds up when you break it. See what happens when you break the fucking mirror and you see what's there. You're like, oh shit, duality is a joke. Oh fuck. Duality is a manifestation of ego. It's not actually the reality. Oops. Test that fucker if you think it's real. If you really think duality is the truth, if you really think, you know, separation is real, test that fucker. See what happens when you get rid of everything and see what's still there. So, psychedelics, again, it's a thing I haven't done. I don't feel a need to do it except perhaps as a validation tool. And that's actually what, if you look historically, like the mystery schools of old from Greece and Egypt and probably Samaria, almost for certain had them too. These ancient mystery schools almost always included a little hit of something in there, and they would do these cool things. But before they did that, they had to be, I'm going to use the word indoctrinated, but in a polite way, not a negative way here. They had to be indoctrinated or initiated, that's the better word, initiated into at least a foundational understanding of philosophy, so that when they dropped this fucking hammer on their mirror and they broke apart their idea of duality in themselves, they had something to reflect with when they come back, so that they understand that experience in a way that's not just going to fuck them up.
I
Yes.
feel like there's validity there, because I do. Infuriatingly, I find myself in the companionship of people who, you know, are into various spiritual pursuits and everything, who follow the mysteries and like, oh yeah, we can't tell you until you do it. Like, well, I'm not gonna do it, so fucking tell me. No, we can't tell you. Like, okay, well, that's valid. I realize this is fucking walking back on something I said earlier of, shouldn't you maintain some of that mystery? Shouldn't you allow somebody to fucking, but like at the same time, that pisses me off so much. And I also feel like sometimes, like, should I really have the foundation that you want me to have, or are you just so precious about this idea that you need to shape my mind in a certain way so I will interpret it how you want me to?
And
I'm
one
a
of
contrarian.
my response to some of this is these chemicals. They're medicines. They're medicines and sacraments. They're not dietary things that you should do all the time. It's not like, you know, the pyramid of food where the bottom is fucking, you know, psychedelics or something. Okay. This is a thing that is done sacramentally. It is done only for rare glimpses of something that you might already be familiar with when you get there. I don't know, because I haven't done it yet, so I can only speak from so much experience, but I've had experiences that felt like less vivid versions of psychedelic trips, just doing ritual and meditation. Less vivid in that, like, I didn't feel a total, like, you know, wow, my dick really is in my hand. You know, I like some kind of weird, I'm saying like as a joke, some weird hallucination. I didn't have like a full bore, like complete hallucination. But
I feel like 10 years from now, you're just gonna like actually do it. And you're gonna be like, yeah, now I see things completely different. Like 10% of my DNA is basically fungoid, and I've been microdosing non-duality for so long that, yeah, no, fuck what I said before.
That could be, and I'd be fine with that. You know, fuck it.
Fucking
like, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and if I do that, I'll probably just close down my YouTube channel and start over and be like, I'll come back with like a fucking, you know, Rastafarian look and yo, man, you just need to do all the drugs. Stop canceling me, YouTube. It's legal now in some places. What the fuck, man?
Oh, that's when
this will be a tie-dye robe instead of a black, you know, robe. And yeah.
You're gonna have to buy all new fucking clothes, but that's why you can't make that segues. You have to buy new clothes, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But if that does happen, then that does warm my heart, because that means you'd be moving to Portland most likely, and we'd be a lot closer then. We'll see.
Probably not, but Ajna says, come to South America and we'll do a good Psy ritual, bro. I mean, I'm not saying no, I'm just saying I don't know, because that's like a bit of a hike for me, but I'm not saying no. It sounds beautiful and wonderful, actually. That sounds like exactly what I fucking need.
Yeah, if you tell me where and you provide the mosquito nets, I'll be there.
Yeah, I need a lot of mosquito netting, by the way, a lot. Because I'm like, I am so Diablo Blanco, I cannot handle those mosquitoes down there. Those suckers will just kill me. It's
No, you got the keto blood, remember?
No, even with the keto blood, it just, yeah. I've seen them mosquitoes, bro. Like, no, man. They don't even have to be big. They get big when they bite you. No, but in all honesty, that does sound absolutely fucking wonderful. Like, I mean, I feel like in Dune, I feel like, you know, Muad'Dib needs to take the water of life, dude. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm like, just got to find the right time, moment, and place. And with the new temple, maybe that won't be too far. We'll see. Maybe I'll just contact some neighbors that, you know, people I know who know some people who know some things, and just get me some pill form stuff, and, you know. I mean, vitamins, guys. Come on, Susan Wojcicki.
Yeah, we're talking about the Flintstones vitamins.
Did you hear that bitch talking about how she wants the government to write new laws to censor the internet? Oh my fucking God, get out of here with this bitch. Like, I have lost all respect. In other words, I'm in deep negative numbers of respect.
Oh,
now.
you're going to stack overflow soon.
Yeah, it's going to
go right to 256, baby.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm going to just, yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, so, all right, how far are we through? I feel like I've run through all my non-dual conversation. I've run through talking about my dick a few times. We had the fisting hippo. Is there anything we missed?
Ooh, we're only 90 minutes in. I actually don't have any questions on backup, so definitely.
I must not be that inspiring today. I must be just too blunt.
No, actually, I think it's the opposite problem. You've been so inspired that people have not had to ask any questions. They've just been taking notes the whole time.
Yeah. Nikki said mystery is good because one needs to experience and understand, and that's part of it. I think that may have been at least part of the point of the mystery schools, because if you do your research on the mystery schools, as much as they were highly secretive, it wasn't like you couldn't join them. It was like you just had to join them, that's all. You know, you had to join them and swear to secrecy. Slaves were allowed to go to them. Literally, slaves were like, here, take my slave and put him through the deepest mystery you have. I want them to have an awakening experience. Well, that's not something you do if you're just trying to keep it secret to, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's probably to make them feel better, because it's like, oh no, he doesn't have a deep haunted stare on his face because he's a slave. He has a deep haunted look on his face because he's a slave, and he was also buried in a fucking grave in the Lucy mysteries. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce it right
He
now.
took the Kiki on and was buried in a grave and hung out with Persephone in Hades for about 20 minutes. And when he came back, he thought he was a glass of orange juice. We don't even know what that is because we never heard of oranges. So, but now he's back and he knows he's God, and he's willing to be a servant because there's no reason to fight it anymore because he knows he's God and it's his lot in life. Oh well.
Yeah. This guy has extreme PTSD picking the fucking pomegranates in the fields now.
Ray Banshee says, so what's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? Besides 42, a game of cosmic hide and go and seek where you are literally the same one that's hiding as seeking. That's kind of the point.
Wyatt Coverdale asks, I've got a question. Where's Christian Thorne? Where's HD Rose? Where's Dolphin Kid? Where's Mini Fleshy? Where's Giga Flesh? Where's EA Kosh Priest? We need them back.
I like that, EA Kosh Priest.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. I know what he's talking about now. I forgot I did that.
I don't know. I mean, you know, April 1st is on the way. I like to do something goofy, but it probably won't be on a Thursday, so yeah, we probably won't be goofy this year. We'll have to see.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. I'm pretty sure it's like not on a Thursday. That's all I know. Willing to bet.
We also have from Jack B. Nimble. How much of this could the average Joe uncover in an average life?
How much what? What is this we're talking about?
I think he's just talking about all of this fucking gnosis, this fucking learning. Well, I mean, I think
where do you think I uncovered it? I mean, I didn't. People. Look, I mean, I love when people ask me like really pointed questions about stuff that I honestly don't know, because to me it's funny that like people think that I would know certain things because I'm not a student of anything. Like I don't sit there and read books and go, aha, this guy is right, let me parrot this person. I'm not saying that there's literally nothing I've learned from. That's not what I'm saying either. But what I'm saying is I'm not an academic. I have absolutely no academic ability whatsoever. I literally just go where I'm led with my interests. I'm an autodidact. I don't like authority. I don't like being taught. I have 10 fucking trines and a fire trine, which means I'm lazy as fuck, but I still get my way every fucking time. So what that basically means is I will write a stack of books without reading a single fucking one, and then someone will read my stack of books that I wrote and go, that's a lot like what this guy said, that's a lot like what this guy said, and that's a lot like what that guy said. So I guess you could say, not in an egoistic way, but I'm saying, how much could the average Joe uncover in his average life?
Well, look at him. Because you know
He's
I
an
don't.
asshole wearing a bathrobe, basically, with a fucking on a YouTube channel making 50, 60 bucks a fucking live stream. That's
and this is no disrespect to you, obviously, but like,
I don't feel respect anyway.
And I don't expect Jack B. Nimble that you meant it in this way, but I am twisting it around for this for a point of like learning or whatnot. Is that like, don't put people up on a pedestal, and if you think that, you know, this guy or fucking this guy is anything other than an average Joe, we're fucking not.
Yeah.
We fucking put our pants on the same way as you guys, 2 legs at a time. I
don't even think we're average Joes. I don't even do that, dude. I'm not a good man. I'm not a bad man. I'm just some asshole with a YouTube channel. And I hope that you can all be that, because it's really not, you know.
It's not so far out of your grasp.
I am not so humble that I don't sit there and go, oh, look at me, I'm so humble. No, fuck you. I am not proud of being humble at all. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I'm humble or conceited. I really don't fucking care. Not my problem what you think of me. What I care about is, am I having fun doing it? If so, like, it's basic logic, guys. If fun equals yes, then yes is the answer to everything. Yes, yes, yes. This is awesome. Don't give a fuck about what people think, generally speaking. And this is why, like, I guess I do rub people the wrong way, because they want me to give a shit about what they believe, and I don't. I really don't. I don't mean that in a nasty way. People hear that and go, oh, what a conceited fucker. No, what it actually means is what you think is respected in a way that I'm not going to try to change it because I don't care what you think. Does that make sense? Instead of thinking like, oh, I love what you think and you have a right to believe it, I'm gonna just enshrine your beliefs as sacred. No, fuck you. I don't care what you believe. I believe what I believe. I'm gonna talk about it. If you want to listen to me, listen to me. You don't, not a problem. Don't care. Don't really fucking care. Except it really sucks when I can't pay my bills because I pissed all my fans off.
And there comes the average Joe.
Yeah, fuck. There comes the actual, like, I do have to fucking wash my ass with soap once in a while, don't I? Fuck.
Preferable.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's sincere. It's just sincere what I'm saying. It's not about fitting some image or matching some expectation. Never will be. You know?
And if you don't believe him, then I counterpoint with this. If that counterpoint was true, then there'd be a lot more demon and review videos.
Yeah, it's true. If I was chasing the almighty Dala, I'd be doing a lot of things differently. Mm-hmm. A lot of things differently. So I want the money, don't get me wrong. I don't want to have to go back to a 9-to-5 all the time. Part-time don't bother me. I'm too ADHD to hold a regular job. Fuck that shit. But no, I mean, I just care about this much, okay? Rudeness sucks, haters suck. I don't tolerate it. If I sense any significant hatering or rudeness, they just get blocked. But I don't care that they hate. I just don't want to see it. It's just obnoxious. The thing that really drives me up a wall in a funny way, not like I hate the world for this, it's a funny thing to me, is when a hater thinks that you're supposed to somehow give them a space in your attention. And if you don't, somehow that means that they've won some victory over you. It's like the ultimate gaslight. Like, I think you're an absolute piece of shit. Oh, of course you blocked me. Well, you just said you think I'm a piece of shit. Would I in the middle of...
I don't fucking want you at my family fucking picnic. Right. Because this is supposed to be a chill time. And like, you're not really welcome here. You're not family. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Ajna, that does the opposite though. He said dislike the stream to change something. No, it just means that that you all love me so much that you want me to just mellow out a little bit, and I don't like that. I don't care. Fucking, I love when YouTube says we're gonna disable the dislikes so that it doesn't hurt the creators' feelings anymore when they get disliked. And it's like, but they can still see the fucking dislikes, you freaking morons. It's in the analytics. It's not hidden. It just means the only person that can see it is the person you're trying to protect. Ew.
I fucking, the worst part about that, like, to get on my fucking bullshit for a moment, the fucking worst part about that, I think, is the fucking crafty YouTubers. Do you know how many fucking people I've seen that use, like, not to be OSHA or anything right now, but like do the most bullshit things with power tools of like, don't fucking show people how, like, doing things that way. Like, you will have amateurs cut their fucking arm off. This needs to have fucking dislikes on it. People need to see at a moment's fucking notice. You should not follow this bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, I have seen people lose fingers doing this exact bullshit.
Yeah. So, you know, what you gonna do?
So,
what you gonna do?
We have another question from Wyatt Coverdale. Asks, topic for discussion, Snowden. I think that's like a magical.
That's a political question.
I think that's a magical word because, okay, so din means a great
magical,
cantankerous sound, but snow has a great serene quiet to it.
It's magical in that it will make Flushy just disappear. If you want to see Flushy disappear, then just say the word politics and Snowden and just have a conversation. Yeah,
definitely don't want to make that a whole point of discussion because I don't think this is the stream for it, but I'll say he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I wasn't there. I just know that, you know, I trust no one, not even people that I trust. You know, I don't, you know, even the people that I would support politically, doesn't mean that I'm going to. The problem is when you support something political or someone political, there's a great game that happens right away. The people who disagree with them or hate them will immediately start pointing out things that they did wrong, so that you have to you enter a defensive stance. We're like, well, yeah, so what? They did that doesn't mean that the other thing they said is wrong. So you end up having to defend them somehow from the shit that they did wrong. This happens all the time when people hear that I voted for Trump. Like, well, how could you like this guy? Blah, 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 blah. You got to end up defending against all these little attacks that really aren't about why you made up your decision to support. Because no human being is a perfect example of what should be. So if I support or don't support somebody, that doesn't mean that I am somehow like signing on to everything that they say. If I say some things about Snowden I love, some things I don't know, that doesn't mean anything. What I will say is that just like Assange, just like all these people, you know, my understanding of the situation, to the best of my ability to educate myself, is Snowden shouldn't, you know, be in any more trouble than Assange shouldn't be in any more trouble. They served an important purpose. They exposed shit. So as you said, they did nothing wrong. That's my general opinion. Does that mean it couldn't be proven wrong? No, maybe there's something I don't know. But I generally believe that from what I see, they did nothing wrong in the grand sense. No. I think that they were important, and especially people like Assange were really important.
Like, do not crucify somebody who only casts a light upon things.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, if what they're revealing is the truth, look, there's some people who say that, you know, they were a traitor because they ran off to a country and gave that information to that country. I wasn't there. I don't know what actually happened. All I know is that it exposed the wrongdoing that was going on. Whether they ran off to somebody else with it or not, I can't judge that because I'm not so tribalistic that I go, well, they ran over there, so therefore they're bad. For all I know, they ran over there because that was the only place that would protect them, which is what it sounded like to me at the time.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? If I thought for a moment, which I do believe, by the way, that my government was completely and totally captured by foreign globalist interests that wanted to fuck us all over, then, you know what? If it means that I might have to go to another country to get that information protected and out there, I might have to do that. That's all I'm saying. Whether that's really morally the right thing, or if that means that they're a traitor or not, I don't know. Are you a traitor to a government that wants to kill you? Let me ask you guys this question. If you found out everything that I think, you can't be a traitor to these motherfuckers because they have already betrayed you. They're trying to destroy you. So how can you be a traitor to that? It's silly. Betray the tyrants like Loki. Thank you, Ashna. Exactly. Psycho Shinobi says, what did I just hop onto?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, he's still there, but I definitely am starting to see things behind him that I couldn't see before.
Part of that was definitely a bubbling of like, I should do the I'll be right back screen and go use the bathroom real quick because I do need to. It's like, I need to use the bathroom, but if I do it right now, I feel like he'll get the wrong read of like, I'm totally just fucking like, nope, shutting you up.
Well, I don't think I went past that line you don't like anyway. It was more of the broad brush stuff that you are okay with. I didn't go into the...
Yeah, just, dude, just fucking, yeah. No, like, it's fine. Just, yeah, dude, talking politics on this shit is such a drag. Even when I agree with it, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Even when you're like, no, I totally agree with you, but shut the fuck up. I just can't... I mean, you know, whatever. We've all got our shadows with that. I've got mine where I can't stop looking at it and you can't look at it. It's
it's like fucking look at it. That's one of my fucking shadows, baby. But it's just like, it's just like money, dude. It's like, even when I'm doing good with money, I don't fucking want to talk about money. Fucking money's awful, dude.
Yeah. You and I should do that meme again. We should do the Dragon Ball Z meme, but it'll be two shadows. One is mine that can't stop looking at the shit, and yours is the one that won't look at it. And they're both just like...
Oh god, and then what happens? We just become void?
Yes, that's
it's
the
just
point.
A
we
fucking,
integrate.
Just a fucking phase cancellation, just
exactly.
In a nice flat line.
somewhere between your what's the word for it when you don't
my
want to look at
aversion
something?
and your obsession.
Yeah. Yes, somewhere between those two extremes is the void, and that's where we need to be. That's what we need to do. Way to wrap it back around.
Oh, you did that very well. It's like we plan this shit sometimes, but
it is.
It's also very clear we don't.
It's almost like our higher selves are telling us to be these people.
Yes. It's all going according to the plan of the fucking those who pull the strings.
The psycho shit says, I could care less about politics. I'll listen to learn what's going on, but I don't care. Yeah. Here's the thing,
that's a good non-attachment.
Yeah, no, that's where I aim, but that's not where I end up sometimes.
I will be right back.
I aim for that. Oh, no, he what the fuck? No, he's vanished.
I got fucking pissed, dude.
I know. Well, you know, maybe we'll end soon. Fucking Ray Banshee with all the cat shit. I've been like looking at this, like I gotta make a comment about the cat shit because I fucking love cats. We don't have one. We need one. But no, I don't want to say I wouldn't care. I think that not caring could be unhealthy. What I would rather say is, I want to be able to engage with it like I'm playing a video game about it, rather than, oh my goodness, if it doesn't get fixed, I'm fucked. Because that's the egoistic part, and I don't want to be egoistic about it. I want to be non-attached from it, but still care about it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't need to be attached to care about it. So I get what you're saying. I'm just maybe refining what you're saying. That's what I want to be like. I want to be able to look at it, have an opinion about it, and also not care. Like, not care in the it doesn't bother me thing. And sometimes I get there. Like, lately I've been there. Lately I have been absolutely, like, I know where this is going now, and even if everything goes badly, I feel, not hope, but I feel like, well, at least we're not going to go without a fight. So, all right, I can tolerate this, and it sort of helps. But, you know, part of this, like I said, it's all about sincerity and being honest with myself about what I feel and what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it, and how does that apply to my spirituality. You know, that's why I tease Fleshy about being avoidant about it, because it's no better than my being obsessed about it. And we both got to kind of do what the other one's doing a little bit, but for different reasons. Like, it's like he's got to face it and I've got to take it less seriously. And that is a life journey for me, because there's a lot of trauma for me with certain political things, just because of the way I see things. And I've got to, that's all integration. And so I'm just being sincere about it. Like, you know, I make a lot of jokes and I say a lot of shit, but there's still real shit going on here. And that real shit is a human experience. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, there's nothing bad about me not getting certain things or being struggling with certain things. We've all got that. And that's a beautiful thing, because that struggle is part of the divine's passion, is to struggle. It wants to be immortal so that it can know what being immortal is. So that's, you know, whether it's politics or having haters online or whatever the hell it is for you that gets you, that's what it is. That's what it is. And it's for that reason. So.
Ooh, it sounded like you were at the end of a discussion. So
yes, I was trying to find a way to end it. I was sort of listening for the last drops of piss to hit the water, and you must have muted yourself, so I had to use my psychic senses to figure it out.
Well, you sensed very correctly, my friend.
I did a good job of it. Yeah.
So
I'm amazing like that.
We have oh god, I'm gonna bring this one up real quick. Wyatt Coverdale says, something to bring up. I saw an article that stated the higher estrogen rates relate to lower the kufefe rates.
Okay.
Now guys,
yeah, let's not say the word, because that's Susan Wojcicki would be like, real shit, and like delete my channel.
Now guys are gonna try to gain more estrogen and absolutely destroy population. Disappointing. I
think we're just gonna let the resident rainbow reflect on that question a little bit more than me. I don't know, dude. That sounds like almost a troll question, dude. I don't.
I am I ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
But there is I think part of it is I get fucking triggered with the whole fucking like estrogen thing. It's like you all you people are fucking misinformed, like specifically with the plant estrogens and shit. Like you all are using fucking bad research. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, you mean like eating what is it? Edamame will make you a girl, you know?
Yeah, we'll fucking grow your tits and everything. Like no, you're all using fucking. You're all quoting the same bullshit fucking research. I'm not saying that's the fucking same, but I'm just saying every time that fucking estrogen bullshit comes up, it's just like.
But there is something I will say you may not like. Having straddled the boomer eras, like seeing the difference between the two different eras of time, there's definitely been a subtle shift in something. With both genders, by the way, it's not limited to one or the other. There has been like this weird androgenization of Western people for the last 40 or 50 years or so. I've noticed it not in a, oh my God, we have to stop it. I think it might be plastics related, to be brutally honest with you. It is, it's gay it's like the gay frogs.
Or, and I'm not even trying to make this any kind of way. I'm just kind of blanketly stating, like, it's almost like if we put a bunch of fucking hormones in our food and like do all this other fucking shit, it has an effect on our physiology.
I agree with you. I don't think it's that like you shouldn't eat soy or any of that crap. I think it's that.
Dude, fried tofu is fucking dope.
Right? Fuck you. I like tofu.
Yeah,
I can't eat it anymore because I'm on keto.
The gas it gives you is fucking like monstrous, but
you know what's funny? Once I hit keto, like things that didn't give me gas now do, and things that used to fuck me up much. Like I saw this video the other day about the recycling of plastic.
Oh, and how much of not to you, but to Wyatt. Oh, thou protest themselves too much. You're trying to protect. We never said anything about transgenderism.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? We're not even talking about that.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta integrate that, like, dude, come with me. When you hit 18, we're taking you to a goth club, dude, and we're just gonna get you to hang out with Missy Matrix over there, and you're gonna fucking find out that there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, you might like it too much, and then you're gonna really have a problem. Anyway.
Fucking go to the goth clubs so that you will know what cloves truly are.
Yes, you will understand what the clove truly means. Anyway, so there was this video I saw. If I can find it, I'll post it on the Discord. I don't know if I could.
Just so you know, there was a major lag.
Oh, was there?
I lost about 10 seconds of your conversation.
Oh, really?
It's fine now.
Oh, okay.
But I rewound, and it skipped a whole section.
Did it?
Yeah.
Whoa, Fleshy, we might have just got live censored there for let me know if you guys all got like a big lag.
That was fucking. We've been having internet bullshit.
And it took a couple seconds for it to come back up.
Everyone's saying they got a big lag spike.
Yeah, because I rewound it and.
Interesting. It's almost like maybe we got See, I mean, I don't want to get too paranoid here, but maybe we're saying all the right words for their algorithms, dude. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on! I'm gonna fucking shoot that in the butt right now.
Let's try
you've talked about so much worse bullshit.
I know.
Like,
I really
as
have.
far as that's concerned, like.
I really have. Come on, man, let me have this, man. It's partially how. Come on. D.H. Thorne, the most live censored guy.
Oh, do
Dude.
not crucify the one who only bears the light upon it.
That's right. No, dude, I agree with you. I've watched some YouTube channels that say way big worse shit than I just said. No, but what I think it is, like, there was this YouTube video, if I can find it, I'll post it on Discord. But there's this YouTube video I saw that talked about the lie of recycling. And it's a really informative, important video because it talks about how recycling was basically just the equivalent of a propaganda campaign to normalize the use of plastic so people would stop worrying about it. It literally does no good though. Like it doesn't have, it's literally like just a propaganda campaign. It does not actually help in any way. And that we've reached such a saturation point in plastics that it's basically in all of our food. It's in everything we do. Human beings have become part plastic at this point, and it's unavoidable. But now there's also, if you look, there's also these scientists, valid scientists with peer-reviewed studies that get laughed out of rooms, even though they're probably right, because we're not supposed to know this, who know that especially in Western cultures where these things are used the most, reproductive ability has taken not just a little, it's not just down, it's to the point where by the 2040s, if something doesn't change, the average Western person will be sterile by the 2040s. That can't be good for your just gender expression, period, or anything. If it's having that much of an effect, it's doing something to you. And they're blaming plastics. They're saying it's plastics that's doing it.
Which, you know, I don't want to pursue this one too much because probably not why we're here, and I have a better question more in line with that. But yeah, I'll say, like, there was that whole thing with fucking like lead in the gasoline and everything of like people realizing like, oh shit, this is actually having a big fucking effect on all of us, and like we have to get like perfectly sealed rooms and bullshit just to like have experiments where that isn't a fucking effect, and like the fucking no, it can't be bad. Lead in the gasoline fucking smells better. You gonna argue it smells better? Like fuck you, yeah. But hey, maybe limiting the population isn't such a bad thing. We got too many people, and and I'm saying this is a fucking joke. Breeders aren't helping.
I'm sort of in a weird ambivalent place about that argument because I believe that it's being done on purpose in a nefarious way, but I'm also sitting there going like, but this can't be good. Like this, I've seen that episode of Star Trek when there's too many people, man. I've seen that one. I know what happens. It's not good. So like at what point do we realize like, what should we do about it? And the problem is, like, I don't want to get too far into this because this gets hyper philosophical at this, not in a good way. It turns into like, you know, like people are putting, Children of Men and all that shit, which I think is more of a documentary than a fucking movie at this point. The bottom line is it happening? I think so. Is it going to be like Alex Jones's wet dream where everybody gets rounded up and put in camps? Probably not. No, I think that's a sloppy thing. Their motto is order out of chaos, not, oh my God, let's put everything into chaos. So the way I see it is it's probably going to be, you're saying they're like
anti-void.
Yeah. I think that what is probably going to be is a mixture of different things. Yeah, there'll be some hell on earth, but I think that a lot of it's going to be, by the time we get to that point, most of us will be dead anyway, and we'll be sterile otherwise. So by that point, it'll be moot. What'll probably happen is by the 2060s, 2070s, we'll be like, hey, guess what? The population crisis is averted because suddenly people aren't having babies anymore. But here's a funny thing. We kind of fucked up, just like with cigarettes, where we thought cigarettes were safe. Turns out plastics weren't such a good idea. And yeah, we're gonna have to deal with this for like a couple hundred years till we figure it out. By then, we'll probably mostly be in space anyway, so silly us.
Okay, I finally dragged it over here. Here's the Sarte's comment to get us on a different track. So, Asarte Azeroth asks, I have a question. Could Brahman have become a reality that consists of endless metaverses where I can follow my ascent upwards forever?
Sure. Well, Brahman doesn't become anything. Brahman is everything. That which becomes is the cycle of the samsara. That which is everything is the Brahman. And the Brahman is nothing until encountering itself. The Brahman is just boop. It's just the void, period. It becomes something when the cycle of samsara is initiated through primordial ignorance or ignorance. I like the way I didn't mean to say that, but I said it just like I would have said it back in my hood days. The primordial ignorance is how you became this mortal being, ladies and gentlemen.
You're ignorant. No.
Ignorant. No, too many syllables. Ignorant.
No,
That's how
I was
it's
trying
said
to do
where I
the
grew
fucking
up.
Michael Jackson thing.
That's ignorant.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant. No, I mean, through primordial ignorance, avidya or agnosis, those are the two words that I like to use for it. Through primordial ignorance, Brahman forgot itself and shrunk the Atman down into this little mortal shape that you like to call within itself. And within that infinite, look, Brahman is boundless. You telling me there's only just one little universe in that Brahman? Well, maybe there's only one universe, but do you think it looks like just what we see, or do you think it goes on forever and potentially repeats infinitely in different variations? I think it's the latter. I think it, one way or the other, becomes infinite. In other words, infinite variety. So you can go on and on and on and ascend forever, 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 and never stop ascending until that ascension becomes hell. Because you become so almighty and powerful that holy shit, you can't even fucking play a video game without it instantly being won already before you even touch the... What fun is this? I win everything. Fuck, I wish something bad would happen to me just once, and then it will. And then... back down you go, there's your cycle again. So, what you just asked for is, can I play Cycle of Samsara? You're doing it right now.
I feel
You're
like
having
that...
fun.
I feel like that's the rich fucks who like, oh, I want to get in power, I want to have money, I want to have control, I want people to follow me, and then they fucking get it, and it's just like, I want to pay a ridiculous amount of money to escape all this bullshit and go live like I'm of the fucking dirt out somewhere.
I have joined nature. Yeah, I like Fresh to Death says, that's Ebonics. I'm like, people forget where I come from, man. I mean, you know, I can talk like a very, very, we'll say, very educated and refined individual, as if I've been educated by the finest institutions across the land. But in reality, yo, motherfucker, I came from that side of the tracks. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I've seen your do-rag, but I don't see no waves.
No, I couldn't do that because it's not right. Where I need my wife ain't a wave maker, so to speak. She doesn't make those waves in the hair, so I don't do it. But if I had, you know, like the kind of girl I would have possibly had if I hadn't left, maybe I would get it dreaded up, make it nice and cornrowed up, like, you know. I did want that for you. You can ask my wife. For a little while I was like, let's get some cornrows in this bitch, and she's like, that would be cool. And I'm like, but you know why I won't do it? Because people will talk.
Dude, so real talk though, have you seen the work that goes into fucking waves? Like, holy shit, I never fucking knew.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I used to have hair down to like fucking here, and I thought that was a lot of fucking maintenance. Holy shit, dude, waving is fucking
dude,
intense.
you gotta wear the do-rag to sleep. You gotta...
Yeah, you gotta get the fucking crease in your forehead, man.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, you can't really wash it, but then again, I don't actually use shampoo on my hair anyway, so I'm practically there anyway, because I've learned, guys, don't judge, I've learned the human body knows how to clean itself. You just got to rinse it off with hot water. That's pretty much all you have to do.
So, you know, I judged you harshly internally the first time I heard that, and now I have come to the point where I agree with you, but I still acknowledge that it sounds like some hippy-dippy bullshit. And I mean that in the way of like, that sounds like the fucking person that says like they could hammer this fucking like this fucking amethyst into your fucking root chakra and it will solve your diabetes. Like that type of like, what the fuck are you on about?
Well, the irony is the whole soap industry, man, I sound like a conspiratard right now. The entire soap industry, like, let me do an Alex Jones voice. Hold on.
The entire
What you gotta understand is that the soap industry, see, the big soap, we call it Big Suds. Big Suds gets in bed with big government, and what they did, you see, they created a need in the mind of people. See, they made you think you stink, but you didn't stink. You were just dirty. You just needed to rinse off. the soap was actually a thing that makes you smell worse. That's why you need to keep using it so much. If you just use water, oh, come on, man. They're making the frogs gay with all these soap suds. But quite literally, that is actually closer to the truth than the comedy sounds. It's actually, most forms of soap have additives that actually feed the bad bacteria on your flesh, so that, like, especially ones like Axe, like the Axe fucking ones. Everybody knows, if like teenagers love using Axe, and everyone's like, yeah, we know teenagers love using Axe, you fucking stink. Because a lot of those have additives that if you don't use them daily, the bacteria in your body multiply like apeshit crazy, because those fucking things are feeding it with certain proteins and stuff that's in that soap. So it's actually making you smell worse if you don't keep using it. So the thing you got to do is switch to an all natural soap if you're going to use anything. Don't fuck around with detergents. Don't fuck around. I don't know about that Dr. Squatch guy. I mean, apparently he does the good stuff. I don't know. I'm not a Dr. Squatch guy.
I feel like you're creating this satanic panic against aluminum sulfates.
Damn right, but I'll still use this. That's the irony. I'll still use the aluminum sulfate. But those soaps feed the bad bacteria that make you smell. If you stop using them and just use hot water, it takes about a month for your body to figure its shit out. But when it does, you'll thank me. You'll be like, wow, I've never felt more moisturized, more clean. I don't smell. My hair feels perfect. Even after 3 days, it doesn't feel greasy. It's still perfect. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Trust me, all of that crap that you feel from not washing with soap is because of soap. If you stop using soap, you just got to rinse. It takes a lot less time in the shower. And I don't smell. I might after like a couple of days of really pushing it, but
But fuck it, anybody would at that point.
Right. Hot water and I'm good, man. You don't need the rest.
Fresh to Death says, okay, but how did Fight Club create bombs from it? And that is the thing. They weren't actually using soap. They were using the human fat. It is a part of us, and that is returning to void. That is, the explosion that you want to see the world change into comes from within. Yeah. And it is an outward expression of that internalization. That magic truly is, or something.
Astarte's joining me in the Stinky Army. We're the first two warriors of the Stinky Army. So I have to look it up, but I believe it is the fat, the tallow, something with the fat is a part of making nitro. I got to look it up. It's been a long time since I read my anarchist cookbook. I can't even say that probably. Susan Wojcicki probably went, oh, kill him, shut it down. But yeah, anarchist cookbook was once one of my favorite things to have on the shelf. In a brown paper bag, of course, like as if it was a school book, like wrapped up in brown. That way nobody would know what it was. I would bring that thing to school. I think I put chemistry notebook on it or something like that, so people thought I was like reading in class that I was supposed to.
I mean, technically he's not wrong, but this is a little bit too extracurricular.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Whew, that Alex Jones voice, I can only do that for so long before it's like,
yeah, no,
I am.
Dude, that is the voice. You don't just evoke that voice. That is something, that voice is not for the casual, like armchair occultist. You truly have to, for many, many years, smoke packs of Marb Reds a day develop opinions rooted from experience on the difference between Scotch and whiskey, and if whiskey has an E in it, and then also horrible divorces. You have to go through all of that before you can even hope to manifest that voice.
Yeah, and you got to be Hill Bix. You got to be Bill Hicks before that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a fucking brute, man, and yeah, just the fact that you were able to hold that voice for that long speaks to your power. I mean,
he's over 9,000 though. Like I just the meter just went beep 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 beep, like very little radiation coming off me. For him, it was wum 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 wum. So I'm not really, he would definitely Kamehameha me with that shit. Oh shit! I'd be gone.
I love the references, but at the same time, I've heard what you've said about DBZ, and I just feel like you're appropriating my media.
I'm just gonna
Next time El the Alchemist is on, and you know I managed to actually be here and not have the fucking day from hell, we're going to fucking teach you a lesson on DBZ.
You have found out my secret. Now you must be dealt with. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, as someone who used to smoke sometimes 2 packs a day, sometimes Reds, in fact, 2 packs a day, for going on 12 years and then quit cold turkey, and successfully quit cold turkey and haven't smoked a single day since. Over 14 years ago, I can tell you that my actual voice before I quit smoking was a lot more like it is now after straining my voice. It was a lot deeper and closer to like borderline Peter Steele. I could sing the lows like Peter Steele did. I could sing the highs. And then once I quit smoking, my voice got more and more childish until I just started talking. And it's like my vocal cords tightened up and I just became like, I totally lost like, people must have thought I must have like had too much plastic and was becoming a gay frog.
I'll bring it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I oh man, see, that's the fucking, if big tobacco fucking used that as a selling point, everybody would be smoking. I love that rasp. Like seriously, that song that I shared a while back of me doing that fucking Katy Perry cover. Dude, I fucking I didn't smoke just one. I fucking chain smoked Swishers before recording that just to get a good fucking low rasp in my voice.
Well, if you know cool ways to get me to have my voice back without fucking my lungs up or doing something else to my health, let me know, because I'd love to. Like, I guess doing a lot of Alex Jones is what I need to do, because I do miss having that voice, because it actually felt like, it just felt better to be able to talk. I felt more like a man. I felt more manly.
No, I fucking get it, dude. Like, we all fucking want to be Peter Steele. We all fucking...
I do.
We all want to be... Oh, god damn it. Why did I just forget his name? Fucking Thulsa Doom. Fucking Darth Vader. Fucking Mufasa.
Fuck yeah.
What's that actor's name?
Now that you said it, I forgot. I would have been able to remember, but
dude.
You forgot, so I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's that thing, dude. It's that
I
thing that there's a term for that I always forget about with...
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, fucking legend.
I love that motherfucker. I love as an actor, I love the characters he played. I honestly, there are days I can't decide whether I like Conan better or Thulsa Doom, and for the same reason. The acting for both was perfect. The characterization was perfect. The voice for both was perfect. Yeah, I know, we already said it.
Oh, there must be that YouTube delay.
I honestly, like, if you changed either one of those actors, that movie would not have been Conan. It would have sucked. You needed both of them. And honestly, you needed Rexor and what's his name, who were also Arnold's buddies. The one guy is one of Arnold's friends. He's in almost every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, if you know where to look. He plays in all of them, just about. He plays the security guard in Running Man. He's in all of them. The guy with the big, so in Conan, he's the dude with the hammer. He's in like every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie ever made. So
yeah, wasn't he like his best buddy or something like that?
They competed together, I guess. They did, somehow they were connected, and he brought him with him in most movies. Not every movie, but certainly for like the first 20 years of his movie making career, they were always, he played an extra or a side role all the time.
So I am kind of curious right now, and I know what your answer is going to be. We fucking discussed it before, but
Conan.
Ooh, that's not what I thought you'd say. So
no, I don't know what the question was.
Yeah, so which is why it's very controversial. So for everybody who's watching right now who has seen the movie, as a fucking occultist, who did you want to be? Did you want to be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger as Conan? Or did you want to be James Earl Jones as fucking Thulsa Doom? Because, yeah, dude, like, you're inherently going to connect with the protagonist of the story because that's the perspective from which you were being led. But like, not saying he did everything right, but Thulsa Doom is such a more compelling character, man.
Yes, that's what it is. I would say that I've become more like Conan, but not the muscles and shit. Although I'm a little muscly, I'm not like that. I would say that Thulsa, you know me, I've been putting for a long time, what was the original story with Thulsa Doom's, meme channel or whatever. Like, I definitely feel like Thulsa Doom was the character and Conan was just the supporting reason for Thulsa Doom. It's I know that's wrong because it's not, but it's like that's why the ending of Conan is so, and I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you're freaking weird. Go watch it. It's fucking 40 years old almost. That's why the ending of Conan is so, it is a piece of cinematic genius and story writing genius when Thulsa Doom, when confronted by Conan, says to him with his serpent hypnotism and says, you know, who would you be if not for me? I am the wellspring from which you flow. Holy shit. That, like, everybody that has any mystical, philosophical, just real shit sense in that moment was just like, I got chills. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's right. Who would Conan be if it wasn't for him? In a way, he is his father. Is this a Star Wars reference?
It feels like that. Like, I definitely get Star Wars vibes when I'm watching it. Not to say that like anybody was Carlos Menciing the whole thing, but like, yeah, no, they were touching on the same fucking hero's journey bullshit.
Absolutely, and it was perfect. I think they did it better in Conan, to be, not that Star Wars did it wrong, they did it right. It's just that Conan did it in one movie, and they did it so well in one movie. That's all you needed. Star Wars needed 3 movies and a bunch of prequels and shit. And Susan Wojcicki would tell me.
I like how you count those in a different category.
What the
It needed 3 movies, and then there was some other stuff.
There was some other stuff, yeah. So, and then Astarte brings up the look on Thulsa Doom as he cut off Conan's mother's head. Like, yes, like that moment. I remember I wish I could find a copy of this. I think I have it somewhere, but it's got the commentary from Arnold Schwarzenegger while we're watching it. And he admits he liked Thulsa Doom better. And he says there's that scene where he does the head cutting off moment, and he's like, that scene it's like, there are perfect movies. Like Jaws is a perfect movie. Conan is a perfect movie. You don't have to like the genre to watch that movie and go, yeah, you know what? That's kind of a perfect movie. The pacing's perfect. The acting's perfect. The writing's perfect. The cinematics are perfect. Everything about it, it's pretty much, it's flawless.
It's like you may not enjoy it, but you can appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes. And when he turns and cuts the head off, and there's the irony is, in his eyes is both a coldness, but also a kind of weird compassion, if that makes sense. It's like, that wasn't like, I hate you, I must kill you. That is just, it's a transcendent look on his face. I don't know how James Earl Jones did it. Like, he probably just thought he was looking cold, but that look is just like, pity, you know? And I just can't even...
Like, was that acting, or was that him just like fucking reliving like a past life of the fucking shit he did?
Right?
Who can tell?
Know, man. I don't know.
Ooh, okay. Skeleton Power asks, DH, what is best in life?
Well, some would say that it would be sitting on the top of your horse, letting the wind blow through your hair. I say it's to crush all enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women. But, you know, that's just me.
So you brought up that you watched Arnold Schwarzenegger doing commentary on the movie, and admittedly, I have never had the horror of doing such a thing, but I have had snippets delivered to me. I think it was fucking College Humor or something did a video about it. And maybe they were just taking the hottest of fucking hot takes, but there was one that stood out to me about fucking Conan, what the fuck? Arnold narrating over fucking Blue on Mars, what the fuck? A Total Recall.
Oh, shit.
Where he's just explaining the movie blow by blow as it happens, but as a commentary of just, oh yeah, and I'm getting really frustrated with him right now because he's supposed to be my taxi driver, but he still keeps asking me all these questions. I want to go to the pizza shop. I want to get 9mm bullets on it. It's like what the fuck? Like, how much fucking bodybuilder protein are you on right now? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. But now he says, fuck your freedoms, and now I can't like him anymore. It's like, fuck you.
Okay, so you turned it to a different point, but I was going to say we need to watch, like, We need to watch an Arnie movie. Like, fuck it, let's do Conan as a movie night.
Yeah,
with the commentary turned on, because I feel like enough people have watched it already, and we all just get plastered fucking drunk and just like, riff on Arnie the whole time. It's just
he starts off good. I don't remember watching the whole thing. He definitely starts off
the
good.
rock and the wolves is biting my leg, and it's just, I work very hard on that leg in the gym. Why you bite? Why you bite?
No, what's fucked up, if you listen to it, he really like reveals that he's an evil fucker behind that, like below, like whatever like he just is like, oh, I love Doom. He is the best one because he's like the most I want to be like. He's so powerful. It's like, whoa, shit.
Like, once the cameras were off, we both started smoking cloves. Yeah, we totally put together. I'm going slowly Norwegian with this. I don't know why.
That's fine. That's good.
Like, we totally had this snake cult laid out. Like, we would, fuck yeah, I want to find another strong man to fucking subjugate and put on the wheel of pain. Yeah, let's fucking do this, man. Fucking hype. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. But yeah. So no, that could be fun. That could be fun. Yeah. I love the somebody did the Conan the orchestral version, whatever it was, the opera. That's what it was, Conan the opera, and it's like, crush all enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women. It's fucking. It's up there with You're Not Expendable, the Rambo opera. If you haven't looked it up, it's a YouTube classic. Just look up Conan opera or what I just said a minute ago, Rambo opera.
I need to look that up, and also see him with the good reference. Just, I smoke cigars where I want, and I don't need to find a hidey spot like you.
Oh fuck, man. He just, one of my favorite, like, I'll watch pretty much any Schwarzenegger movie except for like what's that movie? My wife's laughing, so I can't think straight. The one where he's like Last Action Hero. I can't stand that one. And there was one other I didn't like, but pretty much his whole thing I love. What was the one thing I was gonna say? I forgot. There was something I was gonna say like 6 times and I forgot what it was. And oh my gosh, what the fuck was it? Something. Oh, have you ever seen the extended edition where they leave in the blueberry scene and some of the other ones? Like, there's a scene near the end where he's sitting there with Sabotai and they're getting ready for the final fight, and they're sharpening some shit and they're talking about their childhood, and like it's meant to be this really sweet scene that's supposed to really humanize Conan a little bit, but it comes off as so bad. Like it takes on just every dimension. It's like both homoerotic, it's like all this shit, like in such a funny way. He talks about picking blueberries with his father, and it's just so funny. If you need to look it up, it's Conan the deleted blueberry scene. It's fucking great.
I remember when I was a boy, my father would give me blueberries and I would bite into them and feel the warm goop drip down my chin. It was so pleasurable.
Dude, I think that's exactly word for word it. I mean, it's so fucking beautiful. It's so bad.
Okay, like, yeah, I fucking want to watch it. Like, fuck it. Let's do this. If not this weekend, the next weekend. I want to fucking get, like, I want drunk Conan commentary.
Drunk Conan. I'm gonna say Saturday night, a week from this Saturday. Very high probability we'll do that, unless something comes up. Very high probability we'll do it. We'll do it as a server adventure, and I'll make sure. What we'll have to do is every time someone says "Crom," that's when you have to take a drink if you haven't drank already. That's when you gotta
That's our
Crom.
moment. That's our moment. We gotta fucking throw rice at the screen and fucking bullshit. Just fuck you, Crom, if you do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he says it that many times, but like that's when you down a whole draft. You know what I mean? Like just Crom. Oh fuck.
And to make a slight plug for everything.
Plug my shit. I need to make money.
We do movie nights. Like, yes, we'll get to those plugs later at the end, but we do have a Discord where we hang out, and we do movie nights. If you sign into them, we don't try to just blow up everybody. You got to sign in for the notifications. So in the doobly-doo down below, you can come hang out with us outside of Thursdays. Right now, we're playing Conan Exiles.
Pretty much every Friday.
Yeah, pretty much. And we
for a little while. I'm getting a little bored of it, but I will keep the server going until the money runs out or until people stop showing up, whichever comes first. What we might do after Conan Exiles has kind of reached its limit, there's always Valheim. There's also, we could always just like do something as a group on a co-op game you know, No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, fucking Secret World, all that comes up from time to time.
I got my fucking HOTAS right here, baby.
Yeah, like I'll jump into Elite Dangerous for at least 1 or 2 nights. Like I don't got a problem, even though I'm not a big fan of it. I'll still play it a little bit. So yeah, well.
Ray Banshee says, "Dark, spooky occultist, come to our movie night."
Dude, it's like that Ghost song. Fucking which one is it? With the fucking, my wife will tell me about 30 seconds. The one where it's a party. Oh my god, which one?
Square
Dance
Hammer.
Macabre. Dance Macabre.
Yep, that's the one.
It's like Dance Macabre, where it's like this banging party on the outside, but it's like devils on the inside. Yeah, we're kind of like the reverse of that. We look spooky on the outside, but we're really cornball on the inside. We're not that cool. It's more like what we do in the shadows than the vampire Lestat, let's be honest. You know, get 'em all. All right. So it's 18 plus though. Sorry to anybody under 18. We do not allow 18 or under. We did a little bit, and that just didn't get ugly or bad. It just, you know, we realized it's a little bit of a liability. So if you have to be 18 or older. And we do have a few basic common sense rules. Basically, don't be an asshole. That's basically all it is.
Yeah, part of it too is just like with the magical discussion and everything, it does go into, it touches on parallels with, you know, philosophy about politics and sometimes other adult topics and stuff like that, where it's just, it sucks to limit people, but it is just good to have it be an 18 plus thing, because a lot of times like magical discussion can go there. Yeah, and not for nothing, it's not even about what you might hear, it's about what people might hear that you hear. Does that make sense? So it's you know, it's more about that, and we don't want groomers and all kinds of sick shit going on, so we just 18 plus only, please. Like that's that simple. Adults only. I don't think it's a weird question. He wants me to do, hold on. It takes me a minute to do Christopher Walken because you got to pause. You got to do the pause. You got. All right, hold on. No, hold on. I'm just saying that whatever music you're playing right now, because I can't hear it, but the stream can. Turn on Blue Oyster Cult. That might help you.
No, because then that'll make it play through my thing and I'll get a content strike.
Okay, just play it for yourself then.
I can't. I'd have to like bust out a move somewhere else. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I've got my muse. I've got my way of getting into Walking Town. I got it.
Oh, Walking-chan. I'm walking here in Japan, Mr. Walking-chan.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it now. It's too much. People are making too much fun. I'm not doing it.
And my senpai is riffing on that guitar in the A minor, just. One
of my favorites ones he did was when he made fun.
Our times have come.
Yeah, more cowbell. One of my favorite ones he did was from, I think it was Saturday Night Live. There was the Continental, which was fucking hysterical. You know, come and have some of the champagne. I can't do it. Then there was the one that he did that was he was making fun of that Stephen King book where the guy gets his psychic powers after almost dying. And he did like his own version of it where it was like a hotline, the psychic hotline, and he's like, call now. You need to call. You're in grave danger. Please just call us. We want. Oh man, I love that shit.
Oh, you know. Oh fuck, dude, you just. This is a total non sequitur, but you just fucking like whoop blast from the past to my childhood. You know who we should get on this fucking show is Miss Cleo. Speaking of psychic hotlines.
Oh hell no. Nope.
Okay,
I'll get an impersonator. I'm not getting her.
Well, yeah, it's because you can't get her because the company owns the right to Miss Cleo the character.
Oh right, right.
Oh, she might have died. I don't know. We'll fucking manifest her.
She's definitely old, man. Dude, you know what cracks me up? We have commercials that play on our TV in the area, like local commercials for like this. It's a pool company. And it's been the same commercial for at least 25 years. The exact same commercial.
Dude, there are no pool companies. They're all just fronts for criminal enterprises.
Probably. And it's like this Italian chick that's doing the commercial.
Yeah, there you go.
My uncle makes them and my father sells them or whatever the fuck. That commercial's going on 30 years old. It's the same chick, never been updated. I'm like, is she even like, is she alive? Like, what does she look like now? Like, what is it? Like, we're looking at this like, you know, reasonably young middle-aged girl, like not middle-aged, like a youngish, you know, maybe 30 something, maybe Long Island girl, and talking about her 2 brothers pools or whatever, 3 brothers pools.
I believe that commercial's nearly 40 years old.
It's nearly 40 years old, my wife says. So it's like, what do they look like now? I really wonder, because it's like a time capsule. Is she dead? Is she sitting there like, I remember when I had hair?
Well,
you know,
She's in a wheelchair in an old age home.
she's in a wheelchair in an old age home, probably.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the interesting thing, and it like goes back to what you touch on with like Superman is more like, for everybody watching right now, and I will fucking parrot BH. Superman is more real than you are, because the mask, the egregore of Superman, has touched more people, and more people know it than they know the mask of you. And that I wonder, when she created that, did she know this? And this
my immortal
egregore of
self.
myself right now will touch more people than the fucking what is true in our current understanding of, you know, the linear progression of time. Like, people will know that version of me better than they know this version of me.
It's true. I mean, you know, with some exceptions, obviously there's some people who will be known better than Superman, and you've given enough time, or at least on par with. But how many of you can say that you'll be remembered 50 years from now?
Oh, right?
By anyone besides maybe your immediate family.
Dude, that's some Last Unicorn bullshit of, and there's my immortality.
Yes, exactly. And that is immortality, by the way. Last Unicorn had a lot of occult secrets hidden in it. Don't quote me on that, but it's true.
I'm gonna quote you on it, but
that's what happens when you do. My magic makes you choke to death.
I'm gonna quote you on it, but it's only because it's another voice that says what I already believed.
Look, you can learn how to do magic just if you watch the right 80s movies. I'm just saying, okay? Harry Potter ain't shit. Look up all these old 80s movies. You'll learn more about magic than you'll learn from anything that's like written. Anyway,
yeah, not even modern. Like,
No.
fucking look at that whole fucking thing that CM went on about fucking over the garden wall. It's like, there exists this shit in all things. Like, you don't even need a couple chuckle fucks.
Yeah.
If you just like fucking read between the lines on the right shit, you can get all this yourself.
people are like, oh, you haven't memorized what? The Lemegeton. You haven't memorized the Goetia. You haven't memorized this. It's like, motherfucker, I don't need to. I know the old magic, motherfucker, because it's in everything. The thing that inspired that is, you telling me that you've got to memorize some dumb book before you're a magician? Give me a break. Tell that to some shaman in the middle of the right jungle that will, with the right concoction, send you over the moon, fuck you up. You'll see God, Jesus, in every apostrophe that's ever been, and you'll still be like, what the fuck? Don't tell me. I'm ranting. I'm going crazy.
Oh, I truly know the art because I have consumed and deconstructed every single point of the plot, and you have not. Therefore, I have a more superior understanding of the material than you. Yeah, but it spoke to me fucking directly and moved things in me that I understand these things in ways that you don't understand through a single focal point.
Yes, and it's true. And it's like, I mean, I can't agree more. And those people are bookworms, not maguses. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say there's a couple of people that I want to give a shout out to, and they probably won't even reciprocate. They probably even know exist. If you guys are looking for an interesting channel to follow from time to time, Travis Magus, I highly recommend. If you don't watch him, watch him. He's got, look, we have different practices, but the higher Gnosis is very, very similar, and he's got an interesting way of putting it out. I love his channel, love his work, and I'd love to get him on here at some point as just to hang out. So if anybody's got a line to him, let me know. I talk to him occasionally, but he's another white whale where it's like he would be probably willing, but getting it to work just doesn't happen. Kind of like Behemoth X. It's like,
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. So I don't know, but he's a cool guy, and so yeah, I think people are making fun of your hickeys, saying that like your love magic must have worked.
That's not that.
Did you get kicked in the neck? Did Judo Chop Man come?
I will have you know, I fought a fucking vampire. I fought a fucking vampire, and he got the upper hand for a mere seconds. But to my great benefit, he was toothless, and this was the best he could muster.
You got gummed by grandma? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
no, by grandpa. I got gummed by grandpa, and I fucking came out victorious. And my sword.
Grandpa Munster gummed Fleshy. That's a
my
new
sword
meme.
was wetted with blood by the end. So that's what.
CM, if you're listening, I commission you to make a new meme where you cut out Flesh Priest and you put Grandpa Munster like biting into his shoulder, like, or making it look like it. So Fleshy, I need you to tilt your neck a little bit to the side. There we go. Good. CM screen grab. And now give me a good old Grandpa Munster and we're good. All right. I expect to see that in my meme inbox sometime by tomorrow, CM, because I know you like to do memes of Fleshy. I demand it. I command it even.
I don't even know if he's on anymore. Hopefully he just fucking misses that shit.
Yeah, he was a minute ago. I don't know if he is now. So, all right. I think we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to say sometime, of course, Prince of Gaggles coming in just as we're getting finished.
Sorry, dude.
I am going to say that sometime in the next week, there will be a new product on the Etsy store, which I'm releasing in a limited quantity to test the waters if I want to keep selling them, because I have to, it's not super expensive, but I got to put money down to put them out. So I want to see how these do, and if they sell, I'll grab another batch. If not, this will be it. But you can see it on my person. They're going to be very affordable. I'm estimating they're going to be 45 a piece, but they're going to be with a leather cord, not a metal one. The metal one would like basically double the price. But so it is the well-known Trinity of Self as a medallion, which I freaking love. I've been wearing it a lot. It's stainless steel, so it's not a precious metal. That's why I can offer it for an affordable price. But I'm getting these made up. It's my design, and Elena Lemmy is helping me get them out. So if you guys are interested, if you're supporting both of us, if you like Elena, you're supporting her and you're supporting me. So those will be out sometime, probably by early next week at the latest, probably in time for the live stream next week. So if you aren't already, make sure you favorite our Etsy store, Mind the Shadows on Etsy. My wife is always, she's sort of in between things. We've been going through some family stuff. Our son just joined the Navy and everything else. So she hasn't been super creative lately. She's been just kind of, coping and we're processing all the changes in our lives. So she hasn't really been too creative lately, but more mirrors and stuff will be coming.
Going through those mixed feelings of like, oh, I missed this little shit that I raised, and oh fuck, oh, he's not in the house. I could just fucking okay.
Well, that's pretty much
out.
I don't want to be too open, but yeah, it's been like a second honeymoon around here a little bit. Anyway,
so you've also found a toothless vampire.
I've found a toothless vampire. I certainly did. Well, this one has teeth though, so I got to be careful. Ooh, that's nice. You're bending it. So.
Oh, don't. No, nobody. I don't care what Cosmo says. Don't bend it like Beckham.
Yeah, if you bend it over or twist it, it doesn't stop doing what it does. It just hurts when it does it. Okay. Anyway.
Give it about 10 seconds for her to catch up, and that just, what the fuck?
No, she'll probably be like, yay! Anyway. So, yeah, so these will be coming out soon, and keep your eye on that. I don't know whether... I have sort of stopped doing signed copies of my books for a while, because I wanted those signed copies to be, maybe not worth something, but I wanted them to be, rare-ish. Didn't want it to be like every copy signed, but I might start putting those out again in time for the spring again. We'll see. Make sure you check, keep our Etsy in your favorites and check on it. Like I said, I will announce when these come out. They're going to be 45 a pop with a leather cord, and I think they're good. I mean, they're strong stainless steel. You'd have to really try to break them. Yeah. And you could probably do more to them if you wanted to, you could probably paint them if you wanted to, I guess. You have to prime it, but you can do something with it.
And I realize the implicit bias in that I am your friend. I am both of you guys' friends, but, hopefully people even see beyond that and just say, I have some of their fucking shit, like that Black Mirror back there and everything, where Guys, I have been a vocational woodworker for so many fucking years where I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and Camilla has done shit better than I fucking do. Of like where I secretly became very, very fucking tilted. Like, what the fuck, man? You don't even know. You haven't even fucking bent the wood like Beckham. Like, you don't, man, this ain't fair. Like, it's good shit on the store. And yeah.
And she really puts a lot of heart and soul into it. Most of the Etsy stuff is her work, by the way. Some of it's mine. That's really been her baby since I started it, where I've had a few things come out. A couple of skulls that I decorated, a couple of books that I've signed, but it's pretty much all her work. And, you know, honestly, I'm proud as fuck because like she really fell into it and really enjoyed it, and it's gotten her out and gotten her productive, and hopefully she'll get back into it again. But if she doesn't, we'll see. It just makes it more valuable, right? So, you know, anyway, that's how we eat though. This is my part-time job besides my other part-time job. This is what I do for a living. So every little bit helps. Every bit of support you guys give us. I'm not doing this to get rich. If you guys think you get rich by doing this, there's ways to do that, and I ain't doing them. I'm doing it the other way. I'm doing it the more sincere way. So yes, I could chase the money. I could be like, and this week we're going to sell you how to work with Belial. And this week,
yeah, dude, there could be 200 videos in the Demon in Review playlist.
Yeah.
If you were about that cash, money.
And if that ends up happening, it's because I've gotten reinvigorated and decided to work with some new spirits again. That's all. It's never going to be because, Thorne, you need to do them. People were asking, and I'm like, dude, fuck you, man. Go find them yourself. So, you know, no, I'm not doing that. But it may have to soon, because honestly, here's one thing I will touch on as the final conversation tonight, and this is something I might clip out and make, like, I was thinking, like, Wyatt offered to, like, make clips, and it's like, I'm not going to pay somebody to do that, but it might be fun if I go through and make clips out of some of the stuff that I talk about on these things, instead of necessarily having to repeat myself for videos. But one of the things I want to bring up, I just did a video, and I have a series called Back to Basics, and I'm noticing something. People don't care about Back to Basics. But then those very same people, if you ask them, I'm saying this because I've tested this by accident, by the way. If you ask these people about these basics, they have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So they don't, I'm thinking I might have to change it, path to mastery instead of something more like that. Because when people hear back to basics, their ego kicks, they go, well, I don't need to hear the basics. I know the basics. Do you know how to do this? No. You don't know the basics then necessarily, do you? So I suggest you guys check out my Back to Basics videos that I've been doing, but I will be probably changing the playlist to, I don't know, maybe Fleshy, you help me with a better name because I'm bad at that. Like, I've never been good at naming stuff. I'll just call it like the mystical chain of chains that's mystical. You know, Trinity of Self is not a very catchy name, right? This could have had so many better names. In fact, I'm probably going to rename it the Tripartite Avatar. I don't know. I'll think of something corny.
Yeah, RPS says, shit, basics are everything.
Exactly.
And I would agree, like, absolutely, yes. Like, that's why in the past I've been adamant that 101 books are important, even if you think you don't need them anymore.
I read 101 books. I don't read fucking 500 books. I'm telling you, I'm not into it because it's usually so twisted up with their personal findings that anything of value has actually been stripped out, and it's really just some kind of an aggrandizement of their experiences. That's not saying it's that it has no value. It's just that very few people know how to actually strip out the value and present it that doesn't just turn into a anecdotal story of some bullshit that's really only relevant to them. Mm-hmm. And so I don't like the advanced stuff. I generally prefer the basics because I find them way more exciting, because the basics is where the fundamental truth is hiding. And don't tell me you know the fundamental truth if you need me to be telling you the advanced stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the advanced shit is basically like when you get really, really, really fucking into a certain thing and you just want to fucking let that be your entire everything for a while. But yeah, no, really, the basics is where it's fucking at. The basics is what is all built. If you don't have a good foundation upon the basics, like, you're not really gonna build up to anything.
Yeah. And most of the time, the advanced stuff is just for you. It's probably not for everybody else. That advanced stuff is your personal experience. It's not meant for everybody. Mm-hmm. So unless there's a lesson you can teach from it, it's really not for everybody. If you're like, I found the most powerful sigil ever made, and you have to go through all these hoops to make it, like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm sure that works for some people. That's cool and everything, but this sounds like some shit you made up. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not, it's just Show me the basics. Teach me how to make a sigil. Don't show me the one that you got a big dick over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
well, you know, and I hate to fucking commit this sin of like people always comparing everything to fucking food and sex, but like, dude, how fucking I hate the videos where people are like, here's how you make the most perfect steak, and you have to follow these exact procedures and all of that. It is so much more fucking useful to just learn. This is why different things do like have different reactions, and this is the basics that you need to know, because my perfect whatever is not going to be your perfect fucking whatever. But if
a couple of precautionary tales and the rest should be on your own, man.
Yeah, like don't use fucking liquid nitrogen to fucking cook your steak. That's not gonna fucking work. But you know,
or do what I did, where you put it on the top shelf in the broiler after it had been cooking for a little while, and you basically had an oven fire for a good 10 minutes.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, I did the stupid tonight. I was in a rush. Dude. I was like, I'd like a little bit of a singe on the top. You know what? Let me bump it up a little. Oh, I had to literally cover it with another pan to stop it from burning. Oh well. Stupid. That's what I mean. Belial was all over my shit tonight. All over my shit. And my wife's shit. All today. It was just, you know, Belial.
Fuck, dude.
So, yeah, so anyway, guys, that's probably going to be it for this stream. We appreciate you guys so much. We love you. We love you so much. Oh my God. We would give everything away for free, but no one is willing to give us the money to live for free like that. So, if that ever changes, then we won't ask for any donations or support. But even just being here and commenting and having a good time, that supports us plenty if that's all you can do. So don't feel obligated. We do thank you so much for that, especially the respectful shit. When people are disrespectful, it's just whatever. But you know what? When you come here, when you spend your Thursday with us, you give us those thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, by the way. When you give us those thumbs up and those comments after the video, especially, that helps with the algorithm. Share this with your friends. Give us a reason to share it. Give us inspiring things to talk about. Join our Discord. Ask us questions to inspire me to answer. I do chat it up in there. Way too much on the politics channel, but I do talk about spiritual stuff too. So join us in there. Get involved in our community, because we keep it drama fucking free. That is a guarantee. The minute you see drama brewing in our community, we kick it the fuck out. We don't care who it is. So it's safe in there. I don't believe in safe spaces, but by the way we handle things, it ends up being one, if that makes sense. So it's pretty cool in there. So join us on Discord, and I thank you guys for liking our stuff. Fleshy, don't just give them the good away speech. If you have anything to add to that, anything you want to say to the beautiful people?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Because you know what? You said we don't eat for free, and you know, the patronage really is respected, and it helps, obviously. Like he said, this is his fucking part-time job. And even if you don't contribute anything, even if you're just here all the time, even if you're just hanging out in the Discord or whatever, like, honestly, we're a bunch of fucking weirdos, and everybody here, and I mean this with the utmost respect, anybody who's watching this right now, I sincerely
You're probably not normal.
Yeah, you're probably a fucking weirdo too, and I love you for that. Like, honestly, the greatest thing is just holding up a light, being on this fucking channel and showing like, hey, I am a fucking weirdo and this is what I am into, and other people being like, wow, I resonate with that weirdness. Mm-hmm. And so just knowing that there are others out there, and that there is it's not so dark, and we can all gather around this light, that means more than anything else. And you know, if you want to throw something to help that light shine a little bit brighter or whatnot, then that's great. But if not, just being here, fucking appreciate and respect all of you guys. So, yeah, so thanks for being here all the time.
Did you feel validated, or did you learn something? Did you find something to question? Did you get mad? Then we did our job. So thank you guys. Until next time, mind the shadows. Something about never letting your enemies something, and non-binary witches.
Tell your friends, warn your enemies, fucking non-binary witches, fucking see you later fucks.
Never take yourself more seriously than your enemies do, and never subscribe to those things that offer you 20 CDs for $20 because it's a scam. All right, guys, have a good one. Good night.